There's only time for one thing, and that is ALR Gold. We are here in the Styria Mountains, and for the Austrian Grand Prix. When we go off air tonight, it will officially mark the halfway stage of Season 5 of ALR. And how would the championship be looking at the end of tonight as well? Well, at the moment, whatever the case may be, I feel that Emerson has got quite a firm grasp, hasn't he, on the World Championship standings at present. So we'll see how, see if his advantage increases or decreases. Increase, decrease, that's it, decrease, isn't it? Goodness me, I'm making up all kinds of weird and wonderful words tonight, ain't I? But what I am not making up for tonight is that the 20 drivers that are going to be on the grid, none of them have ever won a race in a gold Grand Prix around here. So we're going to be guaranteed a new Grand Prix winner around here anyway, which I got to say, it's absolutely amazing, isn't it? This is actually one of only 4 tracks that Emerson has never won at in his ALR Gold career. So I'll be enlightening you on the other 3 later on through the season as well. Well, one of them is actually next week as well. So it's Austria and Silverstone, isn't it? That record around here is set by Tango from last season, a 125. That's not right. A 15.7258, which is set by Twitchy, actually, last season as well. The all-time lap record, I think, is actually set by the former double world champion Grant, if I'm not very much mistaken. And it isn't, actually. The fastest lap ever was MWB back in Season 1. Goodness me. Is anyone going to be able to conquer that lap record? Well, we'll find out then. Well, it's an all-time lap record. It's not a race lap record, is it? We are almost about to get going, but whilst we've got the track map up in front of us, let's see what is occurring at the moment. Then it is 10 turns around here, or if you want to be like me and moan about that, there's actually 9 turns, as they classed the King going up into the official turn 2, well, my official turn 2, as a turn because of MotoGP, but technically there's only 9 turns around here. A very simple track, is that there's 3 DRS zones around here as well, on the start finish straight, on the back straight as well, and of course on the other back straight, because I don't think, can you have 2 back straights in a circuit? Well, I certainly do. So as you can see, I really break the rules. I'm a rule breaker. I'm a bad boy, and I. Right then. So let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors' standings, shall we? It is Emerson who's leading the championship, 93 points in front of Knowlesy in second at the moment. And Emerson, I think that if I'm not very much mistaken, this is Emerson's biggest ever championship advantage he's ever had in ALR Gold before. 93 points, and as we approach the halfway stage, he could really be breaking some more records as well. The earliest anyone's ever won a championship in gold was actually with 2 races to go, which was Emerson last season, back in Mexico. So it could be an even bigger gap by the end of this season. Goodness me, he's fantastic on this game, isn't he? Cartboy in 3rd position. He is 16 points behind Knowles. Unfortunately for Cartboy, I think if that was a very unusual DNF for Cartboy last week. That was his first ever DNF of the season for Cartboy, which is such a shame because he had a fantastic season thus far. Milan is a point back in 4th position from Cartboy. Murphy is having a bit of a rocky time in 5th position, and that has allowed Gurman to move up into 6th position. Now Gurman is, of course, now the first ever driver in LR history to win in bronze, silver, and now gold. Fantastic, isn't it? He is 146 points behind Emerson. He is 34 points behind Milan. Liam and Total P is dropping down at 1 position respectively. India Jesus going up 1 position, and VTOL also dropping down 1 position as well. Cow in his first 2 races done very well for himself and for the Haas team. He has scored in both those races, moved up in the 14th position. Jonathan is getting precariously close to that relegation zone. I can't believe I'll be saying that at the halfway stage. Hopefully Jonathan gets some points on the board here tonight. In the relegation zone at the moment is Equals on 6 points, 4 points for Echo, and Gunnar, who hasn't scored a point just yet in the Red Bull. Constructor standings, it is as this. And hang on before I get me old telemetry up. There we go. In the constructor standings, it is as this. And we have Renault, who lead the championship by 92 points. It's an incredible season Aaron so far. This will be Renault's last season in ALR for the foreseeable future anyway, before they become Alpine next season. And I think they are going to be they've already won 1 constructors. They've won 2 constructors. They might end up with 3 constructors by the end of this one when things things are all said and done. So in 5 seasons, Renault have won 3 constructors. That's absolutely incredible strike rate, isn't it? Magnificent. McLaren would like to stop in their second at the moment. McLaren have had a very good season compared to last season. I think McLaren, if I'm not very much mistaken, was one of the, I think they were 7th in the constructors last season. This season, completely different scenario. They are second now. Racing Point have dropped down in position, as has AlphaTauri as well. Alfa Romeo was the early, the early pace setters in the constructors, dropped down to 5th now. Haas are in 6th and have got in front of Mercedes, who has dropped down into 7th position. There's a 13-point swing in that one now. So Haas are really firing on all cylinders after a great performance for Gurman and Cowie in the last couple of races or so. Williams are in 8th position. 9th is Red Bull, and Ferrari completes the top 10. Well, of course, there's only 10 constructors, isn't there, in the world of Formula 1 and ALR at the moment, but hopefully that will change in the not too distant future, as we have got a car out on the track. It is Milan in the McLaren. 6 pole positions to his name then for Milan, and he would love to get a first Grand Prix win. He has been very unlucky though, hasn't he, in his career, and I think that hopefully though he will be definitely very much he's definitely going to be once again in the conversation tonight then to maybe get a first Grand Prix win. It is the 25th start tonight for Echo in the Ferrari, so good stuff indeed then for Echo as he starts his 25th Grand Prix race tonight. Then Knowlesy's on his 31st Grand Prix race start tonight as well. Optex, I don't know. Optex has joined the session as well. He's just slightly late, but I got to say, I can't say much because normally I'm late. And of course, it's Emerson. It's going to be Emerson's 69th Grand Prix start as well. I thought that was an important milestone to talk about as well. Good stuff indeed there for Emerson. Almost 70 Grand Prix starts for Emerson. Fantastic, hasn't he? And in that time, you see some of his stats. It's absolutely scary, isn't they? Right, let's go to the comments, shall we? Wilson is first, Goro is second, and Theo is in third position. Echo, good evening. Sean, good evening, Echo. Theo is saying, hello, how are we all doing? I gotta say, I'm feeling a bit drowsy tonight, actually, Theo, because I have absolutely binge-watched Milan is unfortunately... It's had some problems right from the get-go, so it's going to be Echo who's might put a first time on the board here. Anyway, yeah, getting back to what I've done is, of course, Drive to Survive Season 3 came out on Friday, was it? Something like that. So basically, that's all I did yesterday, was just watch it, really. Just watch it and all. And it was definitely a very good watch indeed. And of course, I'm not going to put any spoilers out because it's only come out. Very good watch indeed then. So I suggest you do watch it. It was very good indeed then. And of course, I've also watched today, I think the Falcon and the Winter Soldier as well then. So I've been very, very, I gotta say, I've been getting into my TV quite a lot this weekend. I'm absolutely loving life. Echo is also doing a good job as well. 44.6 in the second intermediate split time as well. Ayrton, hello, Sean, good evening, Ayrton. It's my second birthday, by the way. Yes, indeed it is. And of course, Ayrton, the bronze admin, along with Curly, of course, is also celebrating his second birthday, but as well as probably one of the best drivers to ever lace up a pair of racing boots in the history of Formula 1, perhaps said. I gotta say, he's definitely in the he's definitely in the conversation, isn't he? And of course, that is Ayrton Senna. Ayrton Senna, a 3-time Formula 1 world champion. He would have been 61 today, wouldn't he? As Diego goes into a 3.8. And very quick times around here. We'll talk more about the circuit in just a jiffy. We got Liam, who's on and out at the moment, so he's about to finish just that was right. Milan and locking up the inside front there. Oh, goodness me, there. Stamping on that brake pedal quite heavily indeed. Yeah, so Ayrton Senna would have been 61 years old today. And I think Emerson has got a special helmet to honour that as well. Of course, it's such a shame. I'm really disappointed I didn't see Ayrton live and in action, and when he was taken far too early, wasn't he? Ayrton Senna was as well, of course, in that horrific '94 San Marino Grand Prix. Milan comes out in the final turn as well. Lovely shot here as he went across the grass slightly. It doesn't matter in terms of the time there. Good time indeed there for Milan. He is now fastest thus far. Good stuff indeed then. We've got Echo coming across the line then. He is 8 seconds down then, but he's going for a second bite of cherry as well. I think I'm seeing a Williams coming across the line. It is Dynamo Dan who is starting this up as well. This is quite a it's going to be a quick and qualified session. If I can get me words out, goodness me. Yeah, it's going to be a very quick qualifying session, this one is. Here comes Gunnar coming up to the line as well. Gunnar goes 4th fastest in the Red Bull. Then, of course, Gunnar unfortunately hasn't got any points as it stands at the moment, but anything could happen in ALR. It usually does then to do not count out good or by any stretch of the imagination. And look at how hot it is out there. Fantastic, isn't it? And yes, so it is Ayrton Senna's birthday. Happy birthday to Ayrton Senna. I've seen a post, I'm not sure if this is right or not, but I think it's Ted Krawitz's birthday as well. One of my favourite man ever in the world, but unfortunately I don't know his birthday, so I'm not really sure if I'm his favourite, if he's my favourite man or not, to be honest. So I can hardly remember my birthday, so I just chose my memory, doesn't it, really? I'm only 31, and goodness me, I can hardly remember my birthday. Equals going third fastest, good stuff indeed there for the Mercedes driver. Right, impressive times indeed then. Echo coming to the line as well. We've got his teammate Mr. Elite there, not too far back then. Mr. Elite goes second fastest in the Ferrari, good stuff indeed, with Williams also in the background as well. Dynamo Dan has done a 5 so far. Yellow flags also flirting as well. What about Pease coming up to the line? Pease is about to start his lap as well. They're coming through thick and fast. I can hardly keep up with him. On board with Emerson at the moment then, as he is now coming into 9 and 10, and then here he is with that special helmet and for Ayrton Senna tonight. As we already mentioned, it is his birthday, isn't it? Of course, so there's going to be a lot of yellow with Emerson tonight. He's into the second position at the moment, and Emerson is good stuff indeed then from the world champion. Great. We've just got Tango, who is invalidated his time, and Cartboy is going to go for the second bite of cherry, as is Vitor as well. We're on board. Cartboy is third in the World Championship mode. Fantastic stuff indeed. Where was I in the comments then? Getting a week ahead of yourself then. Indeed I am then. Liam also saying that evening all. Good evening, Liam. And of course, I think that Tango's comment there was to me that I was talking about Silverstone for some reason. As, oh goodness me, very close there to the Mercedes head, who was just getting out of the way there. I think Cartboy was just trying to steal a bit of a slipstream there, the cheeky driver. And we're just now into the middle part of the court sector as well. Serious question, how many are going to hit the O2s then? Of course, I think at the moment we've already got one person in the O2s, and that is, of course, our qualifying specialist, which is indeed Milan then. He's going for a 7th pole position of his career in the in ALR Gold. Fantastic stuff indeed, and a great achievement. Cartboy into the final turn as well. Turn 10 then. Do not want to take a hop, skip and a jump there out of the final turn, because you would just be launched off and off the track. And that's not good, is it? Cartboy goes for fastest then. Lovely stuff indeed then. As I'm just taking a look then, we've got another McLaren there, and that is Optics then, who is in 9th position. Let's talk about Optics, shall we? As he goes into turn 1 then, making his debut here tonight. Optics is Lost Souls then, who's gone into third fast one. I remember, was it Lost Souls and Paulie Orange who had an absolutely epic battle around here back in Silver Season 2, if I'm not very much mistaken. It was a cracking battle indeed, wasn't it, between Lost Souls and Paulie Orange. We'll talk more about that in just a moment or two. We're on board with Optics, and he's making a debut tonight here in ALR. Well, welcome Optics then. And of course the McLaren team are second in the constructors moment, so there's a bit of there's quite a lot of expectations, isn't it, on the McLaren team. And let's see what Optics can do then. So he is now on a second time run as well. He is down in 11th position at the moment then. It is just the we're just losing the bottom 5 here in this first qualifying session as well. He's straightened up the car a bit too much there. The car is very unresponsive for Optics' liking, so he's invalidated his time, unfortunately. He's going to have to come back into the pits then. And just taking a look, and let's just talk about Lost Soul, shall we? As he comes into the pits, and lovely shot here, by the way, absolutely moody shot indeed. Lost Soul then has been confirmed as a Red Bull driver, then taken over from Harry Unia. I think he only had 2 Grand Prix for the Red Bull team, unfortunately. So Lost Souls then is back in the hot seat once again. Good to see Lost Souls back in action as well. He's had a very good race around here as well, and I think that very good couple of races around here as well. There's a bit of end plate there. That looks like a bit of Mercedes end plate, if I'm not very much mistaken there. That wasn't good at all. So yeah, good stuff indeed there to see Lost Souls back in the hot seat then for ALR, and of course he is a very quick customer indeed. Milan's retired from the session, as we've already mentioned. He's the only man in the O2s. Jonathan there into the Lost Souls has left the session there. I hope he hasn't got lost. He needs to get back in pronto. Jonathan goes third fastest, and that's a very encouraging time there from the Renault driver. The British Italian driver, he was on pole position, I think. Oh no, and he's off. Is he in the wall? He is in the wall. He's damaged the end plate, but he is still firing on all 4 cylinders. He's still firing, and he's got all 4 tires there, still pointed relatively in the right direction there for Jonathan. But yeah, 8 minutes ago in this session now, Jonathan looking strong, isn't he? He has had a pole position around here in the past, if I'm not very much mistaken, and He had a pole position last year, of course, when it was a wet, dry qualifying session. Very good stuff indeed there for Jonathan then, so he'd love to get a second pole position in a row around here. German hasn't set a time just yet, has he? Hasn't put it on the board. Cowie also in the pits, and Pease, who's finally come out on the track as well. Then there's going to be, so this is going to be very fast and frantic action here tonight, isn't it? Let me carry on with the commentators. I am going very slow tonight, and I need to put a gobstopper in or something, don't I, really? To really stop me absolutely yabbing away there. Oh, the V-Top there's gone the power a bit too heavily there out of turn 3, and I think that's a McLaren who's gone off in sympathy as well. I think that's Optics then, who's of course is Davey here in ALR now. Hopefully it's the first of many first of a long run of races then for Optics then. On board with Knowlesy, of course. Knowlesy's had very bad luck around here. In the 2 races he's been around here, he's it's rained at the end of the race there, which is really which has cost Knowlesy and Dan Murphy, if I'm not very much mistaken, potential wins here. Of course, Knowlesy is now a 3-time Grand Prix winner. He is 7th fastest, second in the World Championship in the racing point then. So Knowlesy's got time on the board there. That should be enough to see him safely through. V-Todd then, who had a bit of a exploratory lap there, didn't he? Here comes Optics there. He's going for another bite of cherry as well. Then he comes up to the line then, and German's in the pits then. Tall Pease is now out on the course then. And he flies past me and going up into turn 2. There's the kink of turn 2, and now into turn 3. Emerson has gone fastest. Jonathan has left the session there, so I think I'm not sure if Jonathan is absolutely disgruntled by Emerson's lap time there or whatnot, but Emerson is the second driver now into the O2s. Talking of Emerson, he is, there's rain at the end of the race, and he is putting capitals again. Oh dear, oh dear. I've got to say, I think someone needs to monitor Forrest's weather forecast system, doesn't he? He has his own postcode, doesn't he, Forrest? I love it personally, so carry on, Farf. I love the weather. Rain or shine. Well, actually, I don't love the sunshine because I'm being ginger and all that, and I get a bit roasty, don't I? So, especially when I'm outside for more than 5 minutes in the hot sun, you're going to have to peel me off the track then. And talking of Pete, then let's see what he can do as he's out of the final turn then. Jonathan has joined back in the session as well. Good to see him back in. Luckily for Jonathan, he should be comfortably through at the moment. I just adjust me headpiece there. V-Todd then is invalidated time again with 5 minutes to go. Luckily for V-Todd and the other drivers who aren't set a time just yet. It's quite a short track. We'll talk more about that in a minute. As I'm just trying to get through the comments. Gordo saying, expecting 3 things in this Grand Prix. DRS train, DRS train, DRS train then. I hope you're all liking the... I was looking at German, that's why I was wondering. I was getting concerned because I thought I was watching the Haas and he was back in the pits. Here's German then. He is at the top of the hill out of turn 2 as well then. So we've already mentioned the DRS, haven't we? There's 3 DRS zones around here. Hopefully it'll encourage more of taking them. But Gordon might be correct on that front. There will be a DRS train. We had the mother of all DRS trains, didn't we, last week? Goodness me, I loved it personally. It was a cracking race for gold and silver, wasn't it? Brilliant stuff indeed there. Where German, we're watching this man now. He won the French Grand Prix. He also won this Grand Prix in silver last season. Remember, he had a great run of form, didn't he, German did? And that ultimately propelled him to the silver world championship as well. Knowlesy's left the session as well. This is not looking too great, is it? As people are coming in and out, shaking all about kind of thing. That's not good, is it? Hang on, I've got an itch. It's because of my big bushy beard at the moment. German comes across the line. He's third fastest. German is at the moment there, putting himself... should be safely through. V-Top's back out on the circuit now. Optics is now 7/10 second down the first sector there. He's doing a lot of running out here, Optics is at the moment then, but currently he is not in the drop zone just yet, but he's going to be very concerned, and he's gone off the track there. He's just letting V-Top there go through. V-Top hasn't set a time just yet either. Knowlesy's back in the session then. Liam is going to be sweating. He was struggling, wasn't he, last week? He had a great race though, didn't he, Liam did? But he was struggling qualifying last week. Optics is, oh goodness me there, he's taken over from Bottas' lawnmower in company at the moment, and he's really cutting the grass there. And V-Top then, there's not many cars out on circuit, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars out on circuit. Make that 7, because there's a Ferrari also peeling out of the pits as well. V-Top then into the final turn as well. Turn number 10 then, and away he goes. And carry on with my comment, shall we? I'm appalled inside. I really am. I need to get myself into tip-top shape. I really do. As we're just watching V-Top starting his lap as well. We have got... Troy, evening, good evening, Troy. Support for Cardboy and Renault as always with a yellow heart. I've got to say, I love these emojis these days because they got Lost Souls left for session as well. This is not good, is it? I think someone's going to have to put a 25p in the old up machine, aren't they, to give it a good old rattle, I think, to get this, to hopefully not have any issues there. V Todd is invalidated this time again. The time is ebbing away from V Todd slowly, isn't it? Dynamo Dan is currently in the drop zone as well. We're losing the bottom 5 drivers, which as it stands is Murphy, who's out of qualifying again then. He's not a fan of the old qualifying session, is he? I gotta say, unfortunately, he's really struggling qualifying this season. That's going to cost him, I think, for his championship challenge if he's if he's not careful. I think it might be a combination of Alfa Romeo and Dan having a couple of gremlins in qualifying, which I know don't get points in qualifying, but it's quite crucial. Goodness me, the other Dan there is getting very excited there out of the turn 9 and 10 final couple of corners there. Dynamo Dan has improved 4 tenths of a second. He is also edged in front of Optics, who's back in the pits. Gunnar is also merged back out on track as well. V-Todd then 2 minutes ago in this session, and V-Todd is now starting us off as well. Echo is also on the course then. He is just further up as well. So Echo is currently safe at the moment then, but I'm not sure for how much longer then. There's going to be some tears in this qualifying session, I foresee. Camera Racer, hello. Let's have a good race tonight in my homeland then. Yes, indeed then. Of course, Camera Racer will be have you ever been to the Austrian Grand Prix, Camera? I'd love to know if you have or not. I think that it is one race that you would love to go to, that I would love to go to for sure, and because it's even though it is in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? I've got to say, it's every time we're here, I need to start to do some yordelaying. Is that how you say it, yordelay? I don't know. All I know is that they do have a lot of later holes around here, don't they? As a Red Bull like to wear those old lovely shorts, don't they? Echo is currently in 11th position, and good stuff indeed there. Dynamo Dan has had some issues there, but what V-Todd then is going to get a time in. He's had a bit of trouble, hasn't he, tonight? V-Todd he is through as it stands at the moment, but that is not safe by any stretch of the imagination. Optics is back on circuit. Gunnar is invalidated this time. Luckily for Gunnar, he has enough time then to get around and start another lap then. Gordo, such a beautiful country, Austria, said a 2.8 in qualifying one. That is incredibly fast. And someone whistled, Dan's lost his keys again. Jake Wilson, come on, Souls, we need the points. And Liam saying, that's my end plate, lost it in the pit. Said Echo saying, hopefully we can get some points tonight. We've also got Sam saying he's late, and also happy birthday to Equals. Is it Equals' birthday today? Oh, fantastic! We'll give him a old birthday sing-song, I think, on the stream in just a few moments. We're going to keep an eye on what Dynamo Dan is doing at the moment. He is in the second part of course, well, but he's 2 tenths of a second downward, so we're going to throw it to Optics. No, we haven't. We're going to throw it to Gunnar. No, we ain't. We're back to Optics. Cowie is emerged out of the pits then. Is he going to make it with the checker flag falling? I don't think he is. Diego is retired from the session. He is in the pits then. Optics is V-Todd's gone quicker, and he's lowered the benchmark then. Dynamo Dan is all or nothing now. The checker flag has dropped, I think, if I'm not very much mistaken. Here is Optics now then as he flies into the middle part of the course, and yellow flag's going up the hill then. Optics is 4 tenths of a second up. Is that enough? That is enough. That is enough. Lost Souls is back in the session as well. It is enough at the moment, and it's Optics then rising up the hill then before throwing it into 9. Yes, now into 10 as well. Oh, yes, indeed, then, and brilliant indeed, then. Is that enough, though? His target time is an 04. It's an 036. Optics is through at the moment, and here is Equals, and we don't want to see him out on his birthday as he climbs up the hill. Dynamo down to 5 foot 15 over the second time. Gunnar has given up there. He's had some issues there. Dynamo Dan there in the second part of the lap as well, on board with Dynamo Dan. Then Gunnar's retired from the session, down at 18th on the grid there. Here's Dan then, coming over the crest of the hill as well, throwing it into 9 then, and into 10 as well then. Looking at that, he's all over the curves. I love it. Out of the final turn, DRS said, is it enough? No, it isn't. He's out of qualifying. What about Cowie? He comes across the line. Oh, there's enough. And V-Todd is out of qualifying. What a shame then. Dynamo Dan also is out of qualifying as well. What about the birthday boy? Equals is now coming over the crest of the hill. Then Liam's retired from the session. He is happy with 12th position. And it's between Optics, it's between Equals. He's out of the final turn then. Has he done enough, Ben? Lost Souls is off the session again. Equals is out of qualifying. Down in 70th position. Now, it's such a shame now for Equals as on his birthday as well then, but I wish you a happy birthday, Equals. I would start to sing, but I'm not sure if I really want to break all your ears then. But yeah, good stuff indeed then for the drivers remaining through. But what a shame for Equals. But happy birthday, Equals, and I hope you've had a splendid weekend, whatever you've done. Of course, whatever you've done, I hope it has been a beautiful birthday, and hopefully you'll get some points on the board as well for the Mercedes team. But if not, I still hope you enjoy your birthday. Yeah, happy birthday to you, my good man. But unfortunately, that's going to be the last we see of Equals tonight. But let's stay on board with Equals then. Well, for about a couple of the for the remainder of the session, as well as he's down in 70th position now. But we'll see Equals in the race, I foresee. We got Gordo saying, I remember going to Austria in 2018, amazing country and atmosphere at the GP as well. Oh, goodness me. Yes, where did you sit? Gordo? Was it the start finish straight, or was it in the Max Verstappen grandstand? Goodness me, that grandstand. Well, to be honest, I think all of the Max Verstappen grandstands around here at the moment. Just to confirm, out of qualifying is Murphy 19th, Murphy 20th, Gunnar 19th, Dynamo Dan 18th, 17th is Equals, 16th is Vital, and I gotta say, hats off to Dan Murphy's logo there. I think that's a dinosaur, isn't it? I absolutely love that. As we're going to qualifying too. So I'd like to know where you sat there, Gordon. That'd be good stuff indeed then, because I'm very intrigued really about the geography of the serious question, how many penalties will Cowie get? And that is the question. It is on which is on Sarah Russia's mind, and what's on my mind at the moment is we've only got 14 cars in qualifying too. If I missed something, I probably have, and as you can see, the tyres are going from soft to mediums there, aren't they, on the left-hand side there. No one should feel bad. Those times on such a short track, it's anyone's, it's either, you're either in there or you're not, which is basically the most obvious statement I have ever made in my Lost Souls back in the session. Equals saying, bottled it. Don't worry, Equals. When I'm racing a couple of weeks' time, you could give me all as much grief as you want, because there'll be a lot of bottles going on when I'm racing. As out of the pits comes the Mercedes right underneath me now. That is Liam, yeah. As they all emerge out of the pit lane as well. But Lost Souls is having some major issues out in the Red Bull. This is not good at all, is it, for Lost Souls? Hopefully, he can get that sorted out then, and hopefully it's not. Let's blame Far for now, shall we? Theo saying happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to Equals, happy birthday to you, and Serious Russian was saying happy birthday as well. Lovely stuff. Lost Souls is back in the session as well. Let me get my hairband right. There we go. I gotta say, I'm actually looking forward to the hairdressers opening, because at the moment my mullet is really getting in my way, and really getting my way. Equals saying, thank you, now I can relax and wait for the race. Aha! I knew what you was doing there, Equals. You didn't want to take part in qualifying, did you? You wanted to just enjoy a glass of champagne, or whatever you like to enjoy on your birthday. I've got to say, I love a Pepsi on my birthday, really, because I've gone onto the old full Coke at the moment, because the shop where I normally go to is decided to not stock on the Coke, which is on the old Pepsi, which is absolutely despicable. It really is indeed. Via Tango out of the final turn then, as he comes across me now. Goodness me, almost taken off my nose. He comes up to the line, and he is about to start his lap as well. So as we get into qualifying 2 and 3, this is a very short, sharp circuit. Tango's already invalidated his time, so he's going to have to get out of it pronto. This track is brutal for track limits there. It is short, but because it's so short, the pressure is very much on the drivers there. Liam's also invalidated as well. I was loving looking at Liam's eyes there. I was going to call him Ian then. Liam's eyes there, goodness me, as he doesn't have a tinted visor around here. So obviously he is expecting rain at the end of the race, isn't he? So of course, if it gets dull, it's going to be very difficult to see when you have a tinted visor. That's why a lot of drivers in the wet there do opt for a clear visor, don't they? Echo, who hasn't invalidated his time just yet, is on the medium compound tyre then, as he is now flying up into the middle sector as well. Not deliberately ended sitting on the straight up to turn 3. Turned out it was the Verstappen grandstand. Yeah, I think that they were going absolutely wild, weren't they, in 2019, I remember. Of course, when Verstappen had that amazing Grand Prix. I think he had 2 good Grand Prix here as well, because he had a great Grand Prix in 2018 as well, didn't he? Fantastic stuff indeed there for the Max Verstappen fans. Echo, it's gone at fastest thus far then. What about Cowie? He has come out quite early this time around. He is on the medium tyres. He's only used one set of tyres so far, Cowie has said, so he could be in good stead for the race in terms of a strategy. Cowie then is coming up to the final part of the lap as well. Gordo saying, yep, happy birthday. Equal saying, cheers, Gordo. I'll make it a good one in the end. And Vintage is also giving the old birthday emojis there, of course. We've got a lovely cake there and some beer glasses. That's the perfect way to have your birthday, isn't it? Cowie has gone into fastest at the moment, 4 tenths a second in front of Echo. I was in the wrong league there, wasn't I? I was about to call Cowie Gordo there. Liam is going for a second bite of cherry. Now, as we're just watching to see what Liam can do then, is he is into the second part of the lap as well. He's on a 44.9 in the second intermediate split time. Vintage evening, Sean. Good evening, Vintage. Hope you're well. Of course, Vintage will be on the same grid as me in a couple of weeks' time as Bronze returns. Oh, Liam is going to come into the pits and invalidate this time then. As we've already mentioned, it is a brutal track, isn't it? And he comes into the pits then. Tango's gone fast then on the soft tyres, and Tango's not playing around, is he? Going straight for the soft tyres there. And jobs are good in there. Goodness me, good stuff indeed. That who else out on circuit? We've got Car Boy, who is just starting us off. So let's go on board then with the man who's third in the World Championship, exiting out of turn 1 now. And so we're coming up. Look at that, then. Goodness me. Well, I think Gunnar had an almighty smash around here a couple of seasons ago in bronze as well. Actually, I think it was him and a Ferrari that came to blows. A very interesting crash indeed, wasn't it? Gunnar does seem to enjoy a good smash or two, doesn't he? Goodness gracious me. I think he probably, almost certainly enjoyed the football match today, or well, I don't know really, because I think he did, to be fair, because West Ham was beating Arsenal 3-0, weren't they? And then they came back and it was 3-0 in the end. It was a good match indeed. I quite enjoyed it from the neutral. Good stuff indeed there for Gunnar there. And of course there, and also mentioning, he did have a big smash here a couple of seasons ago. Is that Racing Point now just getting out of the way then. That is Diego Car Boy into turn 9 as well. Look at his head there, lean to the left already then. It is I've got to say, you need to have a good old strong neck around here, don't you? Car Boy across the line then. He is second fastest at the moment, and he is the second fastest also in terms of the soft tyre runners as well. Gurman has gone fastest then. Is Tango's retired from the session now. Is he fairly happy with that then? He's gone quite early there. Gurman is fast, and he's the first man in to the twos as well. Blimey, they're breaking the speed barrier here, aren't they? Jonathan is Emerson. Mr. Lee on the lap as well. Jonathan is now coming up into the final turn as well then, flicking it into the second right-hander as well. Oh my goodness me, he's gone over the line there. That is a invalidation. He's going to have to go around again, unfortunately, for Jonathan. But what I'm liking to see here then, the British Italian driver looks to be back on song, and he needs to be as Mr. Elite there is also invalidated as well. There's a lot of track extensions around here, as we've already mentioned. It's a very brutal course indeed. We've got Mercedes there on an outlap as well. We're just taking a look then. It's Diego who is the next car through, then flicking it in turn 19 then into not car 19 in turn 9, then flying out to 10, then across the line, and where does he put himself? 5th fastest at the moment then for the Racing Point team then. Liam going for another lap then. He is now coming up the hill as well. Got Milan starting us off. So Jonathan's invalidated his second lap. Then Mr. Elite is now also starting us up. But we're going to stay with Emerson there. Jonathan's team, and then the World Championship leader, 93 points. And he is starting to really run away with this championship at the moment. Then can anyone stop this man? Well, currently that's not a very good starter time then for Emerson. I say that's not a very good starter time for the 038 then. But I wish I could do a lot. I wish I could do a time like that. Even on the soft tires there. But yes, in terms of what's going on this course today, it's only 6 faster for Emerson, so I feel that he might be a bit vulnerable there. Mr. Elite then, let's see what he can do then. Of course, he was third in the World Championship last season. He's 8 fast at the moment in front of his teammate Echo, so that's a very good time indeed. Pease are right off the circuit there, and he's invalidated 2 laps then, so that's not good for Pease. He's going to have to go around again then. Liam is off the circuit then, and luckily he's didn't invalidate his time there, so Liam goes into 9th fast then. Nolte is starting us up, so he's got Liam in front of us right now on board with Nolte, invalidating his time as well. There's a lot of track invalidations around here. It's brutal, isn't it? Milan only 11 fast at the moment. I think he's got more in the car though, hasn't he? Milan has then, so we're going to stick with Milan. Pease is coming back in the pits, and then Nolte hasn't set time, so we're going to stick with Milan then on the medium tyres. Now flicking up to turn 2 and now into turn 3. We had an almighty smash around here, didn't we? Let's talk about the history of this circuit, shall we? It's been on the calendar, well, returned back on the calendar in 2014, didn't it? It was removed from the calendar back in 2003, and of course it was also part of the. Oh, look at that lockup! Lovely stuff there from Milan. Then, oh goodness me, then I bet he's gonna have a bit of a smell of burnt rubber there in the cockpit for Milan. But he went a bit too aggressive into turn 4. Of course, it's a downward corner, isn't it? The grade getting there really decreases, doesn't it? Milan then is now going up the hill. Then it's a track of undulating. It's there. Oh my goodness me, that was commitment there for Milan. He turned in a bit earlier, tried to straighten up the steering wheel, and luckily the car was very good there. Really there, just hanging on there to the hanging on there. Good stuff indeed there. He's got very good stuff there, Milan. So I tip my hat off to you, good sir. Here comes Nosey then, who is now into turn number 1 as well, then clipping the curbs, and good stuff indeed there. Nosey is on his way then through turn 1. There's a Renault just in front of us. That is Jonathan Cox. He's thrown on the set of soft tyres. His teammate Emerson is primed and ready to go as well, also on the soft compound tyre. We got Broke Gorilla. Evening, Sean. Hope you're good, mate. I'm very well, Broke Gorilla. I hope you're well indeed. Of course, Todd, former ALR commentator and driver as well. Good stuff indeed. Serious Mushroom, Guna crashed. Nah, must be mistaken. Yes, indeed. Then yeah, I gotta say, when Guna does crash, he crashes it in a very big way, doesn't he? So, no, I think that actually, I'm going to. I did a start the other week actually for Guna this season. He's done a very good job. He is in his 10 starts this season. He's only had 3 DNF set. Very good stuff indeed there for Gunnar, because so really good stuff indeed there. He's finished 7 Grand Prix this season thus far, Gunnar. That's very impressive indeed. Nosey out of the final turn, and DRS. So look at as he pushes the drag reduction system. Then he's 8th fastest. Nosey is. I'm not sure if that is going to be very safe indeed. Then I thought Emerson's time was a bit precarious. I think that's quite precarious there from his championship challenger, or his nearest championship challenger, which is Knowles at Monday. Carboy not too far away either. Here comes Jonathan then, unfortunately languishing all the way down in 15th in the championship. No, I can't believe I'm saying that there from the British Italian driver then, who's got the second most pole positions in ALR history with 12, I think, if I'm not very much mistaken there, for Jonathan. He has had a pole position this season. He had 2 last season, didn't he? For the McLaren team. He hasn't had a win though, has he, in a very long time either. So Jonathan would love to get back on the top step of the podium, but he does love those pole positions laps as well, doesn't he? He is second in the all-time list in ALR history, which is no easy feat, is it? 44-0 in the second sector there for Jonathan. Accelerating away now. Let me just catch up with the comments. We have got Gora saying, I'm sitting on my knees with my laptop charging and it's on 99%. It ruins me as it doesn't fully charge that. I think that's the same with 99 of the laptops as well. Jonathan now the final turn. He is second fast there. It's great to see Jonathan very much on fine Vettel here tonight. Loving that indeed then. And good stuff. What about his teammate? 7 tenths of a second in the second split there, Emerson. It's goodness me. I've looked up, blinked. He's already gone then. Car 21 is now the fastest car on the circuit at 0.27 now. Very impressive time indeed, and once again we've got Gurman and Emerson right at the top. I'm loving that then, of course. That is my absolute dream, isn't it? It really is indeed to see the silver and gold champion really fighting that out. It's I love it. Here's up Milan then in the second sector as well. P's invalidated this time again then. I'm trying to mention about the track limits. Milan's had a very mighty second sector there. Impressive stuff indeed there on the soft tyres. A lot of the big names that are thinking about going on the soft tyres. Echo has just informed me that there is possible chance of rain in the final part of qualifying 3. Hopefully that doesn't make it a damp squib, and I hope that the rain is either on Milan there is going in second pass there, 400 of a second away from Emerson, very close going into qualifying 3. I hope the rain doesn't spoil that, because I'll be absolutely devastated as well. Here's Liam then on the soft tyres then in the Mercedes and flicking into 9. Lovely shot here from the rear wing there, almost off the track then as well. Knowles is retired from the session, and Knowles is going to be looking over his shoulder. He's going to be very nervous because Liam has gone through, and Nosey is out of qualifying at the moment, and Cowie's invalidated this time then. Outlaps then for the Ferrari. And Milan there is just coming in the pits as well, so I figure it's going to be Cowie coming in back to the pits first. Then Emerson's retired for the session as well. Nosey is the first driver then to be confirmed out of qualifying. Jonathan Tapia that lap as well. Cowie's back in the pit lane with 2 minutes to go in the session. Then in traditional circuits, then when the lap is a little longer, I would be a bit nervous there from Cowie. Can he come in and get back out on circuit? He's going to have a quick turnaround in the Haas garage, isn't he? Otherwise, he could face elimination as well. There's Gordon saying, oh, now we're talking then, as the action is starting to get fierce then, isn't it? I was going to say thick, fierce then around here. I got to say, I would say the time of manufacturing, but I'm really not buying. I'm very thick. Here comes, in both senses of the word as well, Mr. Elite's gone off the circuit there, but he hasn't invalidated his time then, so he's carrying on, and now he comes up the hill as well. Look at that, he's touching 195 miles an hour, and almost 200, is he? Yes, he has, that before breaking down into second gear then, now into 40 miles an hour. The braking on these cars is absolutely sensational. Away he goes again then, and now going into turn 4 then. This turn 4 is a very precarious turn as well. It's downhill braking, is it? You've got to be very much thinking about that as you go into the turn there. Mr. Elite has nailed that quite nicely indeed, but I feel that Mr. Elite has lost a bit of time out of turn 1 there. We've also lost Liam as well, but he feels that he could be safely through. Mr. Elite has gone purple in the second section. That's a very impressive time indeed from the Ferrari driver, and now then he's rising up the hill as well. Look at that, and that's a beautiful work of art, isn't it? That Ferrari mega stuff indeed. Then into 9 as well, into 10 then DRS. There is the DRS sign as well. Look at the heat haze there coming off of the tarmac as well. Mr. Elite out of the final turn, he is 8 fast at the moment then, so that problem earlier on the lap then might have cost him, I feel, as Echo has gone in front of him as well by 0.2 of a second, and then I think that was about the time he lost in the first sector there. P's out on circuit as well. Let's see what P's can do then. We're on board with the Williams driver, and he is in the middle sector now then. In the middle sector then, and now flicking it into the second intermediate split time as well. That's a very good second time then. Where has he gone off then? Oh, he's carried on then. I thought he was off there as P's completely disappeared out of shot then, right over the crest of the hill, into 9 then for car 2, into 10 as well. He's just got to keep it neat and tidy. He has kept it neat and tidy as well. P's across the line. He is third fastest there. 4 drivers in the twos. Diego's in the pits then. And I'm thinking that might be the end of qualifying here. Indeed it is, Ed. So we have, and unfortunately that'll be Diego out. That's both racing points out. Cowie didn't get back out, so he's down in 13th position then. And Lost Souls is out of qualifying as well. Goodness me. There are some mighty big names that has been knocked out of this qualifying 2 session then. It is very close, isn't it, between from hero to zero stuff, indeed, isn't it? Look at that then. Mr. Elite to Lost Souls less than a tenth of a second there, but Lost Souls didn't try to go on the soft tires by the looks of the data on the left hand side there. Carboy just cruising back in pits there, and I've got to say that prophecy there for one. Who said it was going to rain in qualify 2? It was Echo, wasn't it? Well, that prophecy might be coming to fruition here, because look at the cloud set, and as we look on board P said, as you can see, there's a lot of cloud cover, isn't it, right in front of us over the Styrian hills there, isn't it? And look at that then. So yes, rain is afoot, isn't it? Not just in qualifying, but in the race as well. As goodness me, Gold does seem to have a lot of rain-affected races, doesn't it? Going back to the comments, I'll try and keep up as best I can, guys. As Quinn Tinkwink now saying, happy birthday, Equals, good luck in the race then. Yes, indeed, let's hope Equals has a cracking race tonight. We've got Gordo saying that maybe first out pole. If the rain comes quick, then yes, it might be first come, first serve. But Serious Mushroom saying, wow, Elite was lucky there. Yeah, I thought it would have been a track extension there from Elite then, but very lucky indeed from the Ferrari drivers. Both from through in the qualifying 3. That was not lucky though, as they definitely had the speed, didn't they? We got Diego saying, guess I'll have to have time for some coffee. Yes, indeed you will. You got 12 minutes for a cup of coffee. Then I got to say, look at those times up there. The top 3 once again. Then those top 3 in qualifying. I got you can basically bet your house on the top 3 at the moment, can't you? Incredible stuff indeed. There, less than a tenth of a second. German, who set his time quite early on in qualifying, just over a tenth of a second away. The top 4 looks like they have decided themselves. However, a very interesting point that the Gordo has made. Then it's going to be first come first serve. So it might be a race to get on the track then before the rain comes in. As we're just taking a look to see who's knocked out of qualifying two then. Out of qualifying is Nosey, Cowie, Diego and Los Sols. All out of qualifying. Los Sols at his home Grand Prix here tonight. And I don't know who that 15th car is at all then, which is appalling by me, isn't it? Absolutely appalling journalism, which is a very strong state. It's a very strong field I call myself, which is I'm not a journalism at all. I'm just sitting here talking absolute nonsense, and as I'm trying to get rid of all these notifications as well, then, because I can't see what's going on. But Spurs have scored, if any of you Spurs fans are out there. So Ayrton and Emerson are going to absolutely be delighted with that. Then, as I have a feeling then that we might have a bit of a damp squib here, because it looks like that we have got a problem with the session then, which isn't good at all, is it really? But it's a good opportunity there for me to natter away there and talk about the history of the Austrian Grand Prix, and also to try and get me headpiece back in. There we go. Yeah, of course, as I already mentioned, the Austrian Grand Prix has been on and off the calendar, goodness me, more times than I've had hot dinners, which is a lie because I have a lot of hot dinners. But yes, it returned. I think it came off the calendar, didn't it, at the old Österreich ring around 1987, didn't it? They had 3 starts around here. Martin Brundle calls the second red flag of the second red flag of 3 around here. So he's a very unpopular man that day, wasn't he? And then it came back onto the F1 calendar in 1997, didn't it? And that was a cracking race, wasn't it? Jacques Villeneuve did win the race eventually, but we had an early leader, Mika Hakkinen, who absolutely stormed out in the lead, didn't he? And after lap 1, he retired. I couldn't believe it. And I couldn't believe indeed that. Very appalling luck there for the McLaren team, wasn't it? Then we had Jarno Trulli, who was stepping in for the injured Olivier Panis, wasn't he? Jarno Trulli, I said he was also leading the race. The race as well. Farfish has joined me in the gantry. Hello, Paul.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
Right, doing a restart because someone glitched the lobby.
Are we got a name and shame?
Optics.
Oh dear, Optics. Well, that's a shame, Optics, because I thought that that's the person who should have been in this qualifying 2 session. So that's unfortunate, isn't it? But hopefully, don't worry, guys, we'll be back in action in just a jiffy as well. As Echo then might go for a 10 mile. Is going to go for a 10 mile. I think that might be T actually. What's that? You might have to rewrite that again. Echo is unfortunately my brain function cannot keep up with all your young guys slang these days and all your abbreviations. Goodness me. I got to say I only learned what AFK was about a couple of months ago. So that just shows how cool I am and all that kind of stuff. So how are we going to do the qualifying run then? So that's a question for the head admin, Farf. How are we going to do the qualifying?
Taking Q2.
Oh, so we're not going to have a qualifying free then, so they're taking the Q2 results then, so that means that Emerson is going to be on pole position then for the 17th time in his career then, and goodness gracious me, then he is absolutely flying those pole positions, isn't he? And that means that this is also going to be a 6th pole position of his season as well. Emerson, goodness gracious me then. So I think it's going to take the results there from qualifying 2, so it's Emerson who's going to be on pole position then for the Austrian Grand Prix, his 6th pole position of the season, as I mentioned then, 17th of his career as well. So good stuff indeed there for Emerson. Hats off to him as well. Brilliant. So alongside him would be Milan, who would be second on the grid. Then Pease is in third position with Gurman in 4th, and I feel that there is more in the tank for Gurman, so he might be feeling a bit aggrieved by that. Then Jonathan back in the sharp end of the field in 5th position. Good to see him right back up there. Lovely stuff indeed. 6th position is Tango. 7th position is Liam. 8th position is Cartboy, with 9th is Echo, and 10th is Mr. Lee. Both Ferraris on row 5. Lost Souls just outside the top 10 11th position. Diego 12th, Cowie in 13th, Nosey is 14th, and Optics will be in 15th position. I can't remember who was the final 5 there, but we'll get that. We'll sort that out when we come to it, shall we? So then as we're going to get ready then for the start of the Austrian Grand Prix then. So no qualifying free, unfortunately, as we was expecting rain then as well. So which might have been a shame then, but it does take away a bit of the strategical element here, doesn't it? Because of some drivers I think would have had an extra set of soft tyres, and this is such a short track around here, you could have easily got 3 runs around here, so I'm a bit disappointed by that, but never mind. It's all about the race itself, and we're now just loaned into qualifying free. Do not worry about that, ladies and gentlemen, as As all this would, all this is now just it's just fantasy as well. And look at that then. Echo, who did say that the rain was afoot then, well, goodness me, he was not lying, was he? Look at those rain clouds then here in Austria. But luckily then that's not going to affect us, but it might affect us at the end of the race as well, depending on what the weather forecast will be. Well, it's raining already, isn't it? So I think the Gordo was hit the nail exactly right on the head there, didn't he? He said he'd be first one out on track, and Pease there is already coming out straight from the get-go. Pease there is taking no nonsense, is he? I am leaving the session, and hopefully you don't get a horrible blue screen of doom. And I'll be now just joining the session then. And I'm holding my breath, to be honest, to make sure that the stream doesn't break or anything like that, because it really breaks me when when there's two parts. And yep, I'm just loaned into session as well then. Let me get into spectator, shall I? As we've got the track map on the in front of the screen right now then. So yeah, we're going to go straight into the race, and we've taken the results from qualifying 2 then. And of course I think that it's just unfortunately it's just really bad luck, isn't it, for a couple of drivers then who did have a couple of spare sets of tyres. Emerson will be loving that though, as he is on pole position already. Good stuff indeed then, as we are now getting ready for the start then of the Grand Prix. I've got a second invite as well. I've never felt so much love in all my life. Yeah, talking of the history of the Austrian Grand Prix, shall we? Of course, this was on the calendar back in '97 now, and we had a cracking race. There was all the Bridgestone runners that were loving life that day, wasn't it? We had Jan Magnussen and Rubens Barrichello right at the sharp end of the field before some of the old guard came back, didn't they? I think the best qualifying session you ever see around here was 98 as well. It was absolutely appalling weather conditions, and I think for the first 30 minutes there was no cars out on track at all then, so maybe not the best qualifying session, but it certainly was. The last couple of the last 30 minutes of it was absolutely brilliant. It was Giancarlo Fisichella taming the water, taming the weather, taming the waves on the track there to get Benetton's first pole position for I think it was the first time he hit the Benetton pole position since was it the Pacific Grand Prix 95? If someone could help me out in the comments on that, that'd be fantastic, because I think Schumacher was the last pole sitter, wasn't he, for Benetton until Giancarlo Fisichella. And that year, then in 1999, we had the two McLarens coming together, didn't we? And it was Eddie Irvine's second ever Grand Prix win as well. It was the race after when Michael Schumacher broke his leg in that horrific accident at Silverstone. And Eddie Irvine really did show that if Ferrari kept developing that car, who knows what could have happened then. But of course, with Schumacher breaking his leg, they kind of put all resources on the 2000 car, didn't they? Really? And it was the super sub Mika Salo then, who I think he did an alright job in Ferrari, didn't they? It just shows how difficult it is to become a super sub. Remember, Luca Badoer was a super sub back in 2009, and he didn't do very well at all, did he? Unfortunately, Badoer is probably not the best driver in the world. And I think he has does he have the record for the most starts without points or something like that? I think George Russell was only a couple of races behind him. Luckily for George Russell, though, he got on that Mercedes, didn't he? In the Sakir Grand Prix, and I kind of hope the Sakir circuit will be on the next F1 2021 game then. I'd love to commentate on an ALR race around the Sakir circuit. That'd be cracking, wouldn't it? On the outer layout of Bahrain. Oh, goodness me. And it'd be the first ever sub 1 minute lap time in ALR history, wouldn't it? We're very close to that tonight then, and goodness me, we was in the O2s, and I think we could have probably got to the mid O2s, possibly even early O2s. It was ridiculously quick around there a minute ago, wasn't it? It really was indeed then. It's, so we're almost ready to get going here in Austria for the start of round 11 of ALR Gold then, and as it stands then going into the halfway stages of the World Championship, it is Emerson who's leading the championship by 93 points from Knowlesy who's second, but Knowlesy is right down in the midfield then, if there is a midfield around here. I don't think there is a midfield in the ALR at the moment, I must say. Carboy in third position then, with Milan in fourth and Murphy in fifth, and Gurman will be starting from fourth then, and Gurman will be rubbing his hands out, because I'm sure that he's out quite quick around there, like he showed in silver last season. So good stuff indeed then. He qualifies then on his birthday. I'm hoping he'll be getting himself out of the relegation zone as well. It's him and Tango joint on 6 points. When Dynamo Dan is only 2 points further up the field in the Williams there. And believe it or not, Jonathan is only 3 points in front of those drivers as well. There's Jonathan there, who's fifth on the grid. We'll be hoping that we'll be hoping to get some points on the board then, as I don't think Jonathan is on a very bad run of form. He hasn't scored since the Dutch Grand Prix back in round 5, so Jonathan needs to get his skates back on, doesn't he, if he wants to get himself back into the top 10. I think it'll be the lowest finish he's ever had in the ALR in his with Tom Lewis, which is absolutely horrific, isn't it? But of course, his best season was definitely season 2, where he finished third down, and brilliant performance as well for Jonathan. 2 Grand Prix wins, 12 pole positions there for the British Italian driver, 15 podiums as well for Jonathan, and he's had a career of 474 points as well. That's absolutely magnificent stats indeed, isn't it? Really good stuff then. So then, as we are now just waiting for the formation lap, and then we'll be getting going in just a jiffy. It's going to be a quick lap, quick race around here, I would say. Albeit there is 35 laps around here. Safety car possibility, I'd say quite high, because look how close our barriers are around turn 2. Turn 3, I should say, isn't it? Of course, Nick Heupfeld and Takuma Sato had a big smash around there, didn't they? I think Nick Heupfeld locked up his rear tires, didn't he? Had something go wrong, majorly go wrong, and spun it, didn't he? And unfortunately collected Takuma Sato. It's a brutal smash indeed, wasn't it? Back in 2002. We also had that. We also had of course, the 2000 race as well, where Schumacher and Zonta. I think Zonta had his best ever career qualifying around here in his Formula 1 career. Actually, was it 5th or 6th on the grid? Whatever the case may be, Schumacher wished he was a bit further back, as they collected each other into turn 1. And I think Schumacher was out on the spot, really, wasn't he? Which was, I think it was a run of about 2 or 3 races where he just couldn't seem to get the rub of the green, could he? Hello.
We're not going.
We're going, are we? Excellent stuff indeed then. So yes, enough about my chitter chatter about the history of Austria. Let's get going, shall we, for the ALR Gold Round 11 then. As we're coming up to the halfway point of the World Championship as well. As I've already mentioned, Emerson is about 93, well, he is 93 points in front of his next rival, which is Knowles as well. And unfortunately, Knowles is in the midfield. So Emerson could potentially extend his lead in the championship as well. He's got 6 pole positions this season. He's already on 5 wins in the first 10 races. He's got a 50% strike rate, hasn't he, around ALR at the moment. Liam is playing Capitals setups. Make sure you've all got your setups on, because that's something that I normally do. Is forget to put my setup on in the race, and I just seem to get really upset with myself, and just start to moan. Right then, and lovely stuff indeed. Then the sun is out then, as we are now about to get going in for the start of the Austrian Grand Prix. We're getting ready for the formation lap. It's 18 seconds we're stuck on at the moment. Hopefully that will move in just a jiffy. Then it seems to be a very buggy race here tonight, doesn't it? Good stuff. Well, not good stuff indeed, is it? But there we go. And as all the drivers are on circuit, I've got to get the hair out of my ears as well. Oh gosh, I've never had such long hair. I do look like someone from the 80s at the moment. I kind of think I look like a young Bon Jovi, perhaps. If anyone's watched Stranger Reasons, I reckon I look like that. Who's that cool guy? I can't remember his name now, but yeah. The cool guy who was a lifeguard. I think I look like him. Anyway, enough about that. Anyway, let's get on with the race, shall we? Then, as you can see, we're just waiting for the drivers to sort their setups out, and we'll be getting going in just a jiffy as well. Then, round 11 then of ALR Gold and Silver is tomorrow night, and of course, bronze it will be a week. Now on Tuesday, it will be bronze, won't it? And it'll be a bronze then who will get going as well for the British Grand Prix. They do have a practice race, which I don't think it's actually going to be streamed on Ayrton's channel as well. So hopefully Ayrton will buy me another Christmas present, maybe some more sweeties. Albeit if he does buy me some sweeties this year, I really hope they're not in separate packets, because I got to say that was brutal. It really was indeed. Dennis, I've got to really get me sweetie hand. Definitely getting warmed up on that day, wasn't it? And just now watching, and as we're getting ready for the start of formation lap as well. Vintage saying, Sean, a top draw sandwich filler. Oh, I love a good sandwich filler. I've got to say, tuna and sweet corn was it's not a solid race, was it? Tuna and sweet corn was I got to say, I absolutely love that, and I really enjoyed the tuna and sweet corn. I got to say, I think I need to get that in my old sandwich tomorrow, I reckon. We've got Serious Mush saying, David Hasselhoff, laugh out loud there. Oh, if only I had abs like David Hasselhoff. It's a shame I can't swim either. Otherwise, I'd like to be in a lifeguard, really. There you go. But I suppose floating does count, doesn't it? Well, that's my argument anyway. Right then, let's go for the grid. It's 36 laps, not 35. I apologise profusely. Really appalling really appalling information for me, isn't it? What is not appalling is Emerson this season. 6 pole positions then, as we already mentioned, his 19th pole position of his career as well. 17th pole position of his career for Emerson. Fantastic. Milan is second on the grid then. Third position is Total Peace, and with 4th German. 4 of the top drivers in the ALR today is going to be going head to head with Jonathan there, who's got a point to prove this season in 5th in that Renault. 6 is Tango. 7th position is Liam. 8th is Carboy. 9th is Echo, and 10th position is Mr. Lee on the medium tyres then. 11th position is Lost Souls on medium. 12th position is Diego, also on mediums, with Cowie in 13th. Knowlesy is 14th on the medium tyres then. I'm not expecting any hard tyres then, unless of course someone is going to be on a unless someone gets wing damage. Vinty saying best of luck, goal then. Serious Russian, Giao. Optics in 15th position, then he's on the soft tyres. We got V Todd in 16th, medium tyres. Equals, happy birthday, Equals in 17th. Dynamo Dan, 18th. Gunnar is, oh goodness me, it's very close to the back end of Dynamo Dan there. I'm not sure if that's legal, Gunnar. And 20th position there is Murphy, also on the medium tyres. 20 cars, 36 laps, and Serious Mushroom, come on, Peas, and Dynamo. We're on board with Murphy then. We haven't seen him today up until this point then, so let's go on board with Murphy. Hopefully he gets a good start then. Hopefully he doesn't get involved in any shenanigans as well, but Murphy is usually the man causing the shenanigans, isn't he? Right then, I joke about that. Right, 36 laps, and the lights are on then with 5 sets of lights, and they've gone out quite quickly, but we are not going just yet. We're on board the pole set. The revs are on then. He's selected first gear. We are go for the Austrian Grand Prix, and it's Jonathan who's on the pole star. He's dropped down the order. It's our anti-stall for Jonathan, for the Renault drivers on the pole star is Tango, and Tango and German there are going side by side. German is now in 4th position, Tango down to 5th, Echo has moved up into 7th position as well. Jonathan is dropped down the order, he's on the pole star. Terrible start for the Renault driver, and he's now up the inside then, and that's a Ferrari. That's damage for the Haas car. Cowie's had some issues there. German's dropped down past Tango. It's a safety car was occurred then, and was occurred. It's there's something has something gone wrong there? I don't know, to be honest. It's just on board with Dan then. We seen a bit of debris. I don't think it warranted a safety car, and Michael Massey might have been on the safety car button a bit too prematurely there. Liam's got damage though. He's got a lot of damage, Liam has. Maybe there was something that we didn't see that. Optics has also got damage on his debut tonight as well. Oh goodness me then, but I think Cowie is the first of the run, so it's going to have to come in the pits. Safety car is out then. Is anyone going to change the strategy? Well, let's find out, shall we then? But as we go back to the tyre strategy as well. Cowie is coming into the pits now for the Haas team. He has scored in every single race he's participated. Mr. Lee is also in the pits as well, so his medium tyre strategy gamble has not paid off. He is now in the pits, and I would say it may not have been a gamble there. It might have been a very shrewd call then, but he's coming in the pits, and the Ferrari mechanics are getting to work then. There's Mercedes mechanics out for Liam as well. Look at that, and a very quick time indeed. I didn't even announce with a wing change as well. These mechanics are superhuman, aren't they? And now also the Haas mechanics go to work as well then, for the American-based team. Dynamo Dan there is just coming in the pits as well, so Cowie has been held up slightly. Luckily there's a safety car then, and also we got Dynamo Dan in the pits as well then, so the Williams driver car 14 then is now just getting himself sorted then, and he is back out on the track now then. And I haven't even talked about the pit lane entrance. Look at this, then. You got to make sure that you don't crash on the inside of the barrier there. And of course, then otherwise you would look very silly. I'm sure that didn't Welsh Maldonado damage your front wing on the pit exit there in the bronze race around here last season there, I think. Then perhaps just watching, the safety car is out on the track right now, and of course that is Burn Mylander in the wheel. We've got 4 drivers who have come in the pit set. All wing damage. Mr. Lee is now on the soft tyres, and Cowie's gone to the medium. Liam has gone to the medium. Dynamo has gone to the soft compound tyres. And Emerson leads then, as the safety cars come out right from the get-go as well. Looking at the winners and losers from the opening lap then. Equals, happy birthday Equals, because his first present, his early present, is a couple of positions there. He's up to 12. Fantastic. Moved up 5 positions so far. Equals has dropping down position. Gurman is lost out there too. is lost out to, unfortunately, to Tango there. So Tango is gone at 2 positions. Fantastic stuff indeed. Jonathan had an appalling start. Not sure what happened with the Renault driver. Did he have an anti-stall or whatnot into the pits? Comes the McLaren mechanic. Comes the McLaren now. The McLaren mechanic's going to work, then throwing on the soft tyres, getting the new nose cone as well for the McLaren, and he'll be out in just a jiffy. Yes, he is indeed. Then he's got a green light. No lollipops in F1 these days anymore, and I don't mean the lollipops that you lick. I mean the lollipops to let you know when to go. And of course, I figured that was probably one of the most dangerous, most difficult jobs in Formula 1, wasn't it? And also being the front jackman as well. I don't think anyone fancies getting in the way of a Formula 1 car going at about 60 miles an hour. Then Tango's left the session then, so hopefully get back in before the race restart as well, which I think the race restart should be the end of this lap then, I would hope. So Liam saying he got a wing damage off the slow start, and Jonathan there. Jonathan had some issues off the start, and he's dropped down 3 positions there. So that's where Liam's got the wing damage there. That's such a shame there, isn't it? Really is indeed. And of course, these drivers have got great reactions then. But if you're boxed in, then you've got nowhere to go. I think it's quite a old school circuit. This one is, isn't it? So it's quite narrow at some places, and going down to turn 1, there's very much a pinch zone, isn't there? Right, we're on lap 3 then. We're coming down. We're about to get raced as well. Thank you, Liam, for that information. Then it makes me sound much more intelligent than what I am. Then here's Emerson with the Ayrton Senna inspired helmet there. I'm expecting his brother Ayrton to have a similar helmet tomorrow, otherwise I'll be very disappointed. As we're coming over the crest of the hill as well, look at these drivers weaving from left to right, trying to get some heat into those tyres. Now when is Emerson going to drop the drop the hammer then? Now we're going, now we're racing then. No yet, not yet then. Emerson, here we go, we're back racing here in Austria, and now we're on lap 4 then. As German's already got past Tango then. There's Tango's unfortunately has had some gremlins, technical gremlins as well, as we're going up into turn 1 then. And so then as we've also got Don McDonald's drop behind Optics as well. Cart Boy's got past his teammate. Oh no, German I think he's have to give up the position, does he? I think he does, and this is bad news. He's got a yellow, 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. As that's a big blow indeed there, as Tango left the session there, and because of that then he's got a 5-second penalty. Oh dear. So Sir Russ saying that safety car is pointless. I think it was for debris, wasn't it? Murphy's off the circuit, and I think oh dear, Murphy is off the circuit. He's damaged the car. Oh goodness me, Murphy dropping to the back of the field, then he's got damage as well, and Murphy's going to have a He's going to have to really hope for a safety car. Well, we had a point in the safety car to begin with, and I think that really Cyrus Mushroom agrees with me as well on that one, because I'm not sure why we had a safety car. Now, as Emerson is now leading this race, and Murphy's got some issues, and we've also got Liam getting a 3-second penalty right early on in this race, and so he's got to be very much on his tippy toes now for the rest of this race as well. German's in the pit set, and as he got damaged, German has, and let's see, and German is out of the Grand Prix. What a shame now for German. I think he's going to be frustrated, isn't he, German? As he was very much going to be a part of this four-way battle. We're now down the freeway, now down to a freeway battle then, with Milan in second position, P's in third position there, Carboy is fourth, fifth position is Jonathan. He's up the inside, he passes Echo, great stuff indeed then. Yellow flag in one then. It's German's car coming back on the circuit as well. Gunnar and Liam are going side by side as well, but it's Echo who has got back in front of Jonathan there. Great slingshot there from Echo, who's back up the inside as well. Remember, Hamilton and Albon had a crash there in round 1 of 2020. Jonathan dropping down in 7th position as well. Tango underneath the rear wing then. There's Lost Souls 8 from Diego in 9th position. He qualifies 10th, and he's in the points at the moment. Knowlesy is down in 12th position, and Ron Bohr with Knowlesy. And look in the background as well then is Gunnar and Optics. Ron Bohr of Optics making his debut tonight then, as Sarah's Russian there has shared my feelings about that. That's such a shame now for Gurman. It really is, isn't it? Absolutely. I am absolutely disappointed though from German as well. He had a great race last week as well, didn't he? Oh, his Optics there was almost going on the inside of Gunnar there. Give him a good old tap on the rear. And Gunnar there, that's unsettled the car. But look at this, Gunnar is quite quick in the old straight line, isn't he? As he flies in to turn 1 as well. Oh, goodness me. And Echo's Optics is down to 15th. Gunnar dropping down to 16th position. I'm loving this battle of the bike. Fantastic indeed then, isn't it? And now Gunnar is going to be looking over his shoulder because we've got Mr. Elite as well then. and just going up into the heaven. Oh my word, there he went on the outside. Magnificent performance there from the Ferrari driver. Oh, epic stuff. Jonathan is now through, is he? Oh my goodness, he is through. He's up into 5th position. Magnificent stuff indeed then. So the Ferrari having a look there, but oh goodness me, look at that. And on the outside, Tanker's on the outside. Not quite. 2 penalties so far for Emerson's closest rivals, which is Milan and Pease. And just having a look at, and then we got Julie. We got a special guest in the old comments at the moment. It's Julia Hilton. Julia, I should say, not Julia. Oh goodness me. Oh, there we go. That's it. I'm now banned forever. No, Julie in the comments as well. Come on, Emerson. Mum and Dad watching. Big shout to Sean. We love you, Kev, and me, Julie. Oh, thank you very much indeed. Of course, I had to read that out because, of course, it was a positive towards me. Cowie is all over the back of a Nosey as well. Look at this as we're side by side going up into turn number 3 as well. Look at this on the outside. Cowie is then, and Nosey's on the inside. Nosey's not going to give that one up, is he? He's on the outside. Great purchase, great traction. He's got 12th position. Oh, brilliant stuff indeed. Look in the background as well. We've got McLaren, Mr. Elite, and the McLaren as well. Murphy's got a 3-second penalty on base. Fuming in that cockpit, isn't he? Mr. Elite is up into 15th for this as well. Where's Equals? Equals in Diego. This is great race. He's on the outside. Oh, give him a nonsense. So Todd wants a bit of that, wants a piece of that action, doesn't he? He's going to go on the outside. And look at that. That's amazing, isn't it? That's fantastic, isn't it, from Equals? He is through. Oh, the 9th position then. And Todd there is, oh gosh, indeed. Then he's up the inside, up into 9th position there. God, that was fantastic, actually. Oh, goodness me. I think they did Schumacher and Hakkinen. Oh, my word, then we'll come back to that in a minute because this is absolutely anarchy in the midfield, isn't it? I think Gordon said about the DRS train, didn't he? Right at the beginning of the qualifying, didn't he? And he's very much not wrong, is he? And that Ferrari there is now, that's Optics off the circuit. Oh goodness me, out of turn 1, he spun out the rear wheels. Optics is right at the back of the field, apart from one driver, which is Murphy, who's having some major gremlins in this race at the moment. And oh, the Ferrari trying to go on the inside, but Liam has got 14th position there. Great stuff indeed, absolutely amazing stuff. I am sweating profusely right now. Oh goodness me, is it the I'm going to blame the hot weather, or be it all of 9 degrees, isn't it, out there? Oh, too much for a ginger man like myself. Todd is running into the rear wing of Equals as well. Equals, I think, will love to be the star of the show tonight. He is in the moment, and Emerson's got a 6/10 lead over Milan and Pease. Remember, he doesn't have a penalty just yet. Carboy is 2 seconds back with Jonathan in 5th position, Echo in 6th, Tango in 7th, Lost Souls in 8th position, Equals and now Todd in 10th. Final point scorer at the moment then, going into the final turn as well. And look at these laps, they're flying by at the moment. We are expecting rain at the end of the race then, as we're now on board once again. And Dynamo Dan's got a 3-second penalty as we go up into turn 1. And I'm going to turn 1, which is still Equals, has the high ground as well. Mr. Luke's got a 3-second penalty. We look at the penalties in just a few moments. Then Cowie is all over the back now of Todd, and Cowie's on a great comeback drive at the moment. He is the highest of the runners, so it's already pitted. Equals is on the outside there. He's got a bit too much curve there, getting a bit squirrely, and very good stuff indeed then. And look at this, and now up the inside. Cowie is through. Cowie is through. Oh no, he isn't. It's Todd is through. Cowie is through as well. Oh goodness me. Oh, this is fantastic racing. And look at this as Cowie cuts across the Mercedes driver. He's in the points. Equals. Third time's a charm now. I've got every driver beginning with E at the moment, apart from Equals himself. And how dare I? Of course, he's even got my favourite number 21 then. And as we're coming over the hill as well. Back on board with Cowie. So I just mentioned that he is the highest driver who is pitted. Who's the highest driver who's pitted so far. Good stuff indeed there from Cowie on a great drive. Oh, Carboy's got a 3-second penalty as well. We've got a lot of penalties in the field thus far, and we've now got Nosey going up into turn 1. Ooh, I got to say, I wish I really wet my whistle earlier on then, because I am absolutely knackered then. We've only done 10 laps out of 26. Goodness me, how am I going to survive? I got to say, oh, is that Mercedes going up the inside? Oh my goodness me! I got to say, these guys just break in exactly the same place almost every lap. It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? I think they're going to crash into each other lap after lap, but they don't. They're just amazing, aren't they? Really good stuff indeed. A lock up on the inside there, Diego, fantastic. fantastic stuff indeed. As Diego is really holding up his teammate at the moment. And also, these two have got a very good team dynamic, haven't they? As they have, as Diego's has let his Knowlesy through. Remember, Knowlesy is at the moment the de facto team leader. Jonathan's got a 3-second penalty. The de facto team leader, but that's because he's higher in the championship. I think. I think then, because there's no number 1 and number 2 driver. But when you are in a championship fight, then at the moment, unfortunately, Diego is not in the championship fight because he's got 12 points to Knowlesy's 117. Then, but anything could happen in this season. Can it? We're only coming to half distance later on this race as well. So there's a long way to go as well. Tango is side by side. Oh my goodness me! With Echo. Echo is dropped down into a 7th position as well. Then so Tango's up in the 6th, and there he goes. And he has got past the Ferrari. And Echo down in 7th position. Then Lost Souls then is in 8th position. Good stuff indeed. And then we've got Cowie and Knight Viton in 10th position. And hopefully we'll have a bit of a oh my goodness me! What's going on here? It's absolutely great, isn't it? The moment is battling conga line is really cost himself time, though, isn't it? I mean, it's great action, it's great viewing pleasure from me anyway, but unfortunately they're now 5 seconds behind Lost Souls, who's kind of in no man's land on the medium tires. Well, no, I got to say, I've completely missed that point, haven't I, really? As Lost Souls is on the medium tires, and he is going to be taking the lead in not too distant future there. Good stuff indeed there for Lost Souls, because the soft runners are going to be coming in the pits then sooner rather than Lost Souls on the medium tires. But same with Cowie as well. On board with Diego once again, and this is very much the heart of the action thus far in this race. And Diego's got a 3-second penalty, and now he's going to be looking over his shoulder because his teammate knows he lovely shot here from the heady cam. Absolutely loving this set. And now as we go up into turn number 2 and 3 as well. And look at that. That's mega stuff indeed. I'm loving that, isn't it? You can see it's a picturesque scene here in Austria, isn't it? And Nolte's had a very good run out of turn number 3 there, isn't it? Look at this. He's adjusting the steering wheel. He's got, have a look on the inside. He's going for Lancer on his teammate. That's enough camera angle. That's better. And Nolsey is through. Passes Diego. I've been to 30 minutes. Diego and Napoleon ran out to turn number 3, didn't he? And because of that there, Nolsey struck whilst the iron's hot. Now has he got the pace then to get into this action as well? Nolsey currently not on the points at the moment, which is Emerson's going to be lovely at the moment, isn't he? Going back to the comments, and we got Julie Hilton Julie Hilton in the comments there saying Sean is the best. Rest in peace, Murray Walker. Oh my word there, and now Liam is up the inside, passes Diego. Great stuff indeed there, and good and very good stuff indeed. Then on board Diego, who's dropping down like a stone at the moment because the Ferrari's on the inside of Mr. Elite. Is he through? Not quite yet. That's very much a pinch point, isn't there? Going into turn 1, we're back on board Mr. Elite then, right underneath the rear wing then of Diego. Diego's strung for the pace at the moment, isn't he? He's dropping down the order, and he's on the medium tires as well. And so what's going on with Diego's car? And has he got a gremlin that we cannot see from the outside? Oh dear then. So Diego then is going to be struggling, isn't he? And as he's just dropping back slightly. Diego's on the inside. Oh no! And yes, I think that was a day late, $1 short there for Diego. And oh, he's got into the barrier there as well, Diego, as he's damaged the car. Oh dear, oh dear. And then Guder is having a great old battle at the moment with Dynamo Dan as well. Back on board and knows at the moment. And this is where the heart of the action, I think, at the moment. And just like I say that, we've got into the pits comes the Ferrari. So Echo is the first driver to blink. Then he's done 12 laps on those tires, 13 laps then. 3-second penalty for Mr. Elite as well for multiple warnings then. So Lost Souls then is going to be on his way. Just going back the yes indeed then just going back, rest in peace Murray Walker. And that was the worst bit of news that well, especially for me personally, can definitely. Oh gosh, someone's got a squeaky old car, haven't they? Outside my window. But yeah, that was the worst. That was the worst news that I could ever hear. Really, it's absolutely devastating. That was, of course, Murray Walker, a part of our childhood memories, isn't it? And yes, I think that just go on YouTube and just watch any race from the mid-90s, for example, because that's one of my favourite Formula 1 eras as well. But you can watch it from the 90s, 80s, 70s. He is. Oh goodness me, Optics had some issues at the top of turn 2, and he is just on his way. Has he damaged the car? He hasn't damaged the car, Optics hasn't, but he's having a bit of an adventurous debut here in ALR. Lost Souls has got past Tango, because Tango has got some gremlins in of himself. He's in the pits, and I'm not sure if he would want to come in the pits that early. I think he would have eked out these soft tyres, and so Tango's had a double whammy of not only of leaving the session, but unfortunately it's also Go in the pits as well, and the pit window is open, as you can see on the right hand side. F1 Insight, powered by AWS. Then I think that's Amazon, isn't it? If I'm not very much mistaken, and I don't really know, to be honest. And we've also got Echo, who is alongside Gunnar as well. He's not alongside anymore. Gunnar is now up into 14th position there. Gunnar dropping down into 15th then in the Red Bull. And going back to this incredible battle here. This is absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Lovely 17. Only one retirement so far. So we're going down into turn number 3 there. Cheers, much. Mum's watching. Emma, now you've got to win then. Yes, so pressure is on Emerson, isn't it? Goodness me. He's got to very much make sure that he is very squeaky clean here tonight, isn't he, Emerson? Well, at the moment, he's having an absolute perfect Grand Prix. And just like I say that, he is in the pits. And Emerson, then the race leader, comes in the pits, has to slow down to 80 kilometers an hour. We're watching for the yellow mechanics and they're black, but they're actually in the black overalls, aren't they? Into the pits and thrown on a set of medium tires out for the World Championship leader. He's out of the pits now. This is one of 4 races which Emerson has never won in ALR. While he's in and out, shake all about. Fantastic 17. There goes Cowie going through as well. And Emerson is going to be right in the midfield, in this mid-pack as well. Oh, goodness me. And look, there's Milan also out as well. And Peace, goodness me. And now we've got Nosey and Emerson, the 2 championship protagonists, and side by side. Now then, Emerson is up the inside. We've also got Echo and Dynamo down there switching position as well. And so Emerson coming out right in the heart of this incredible midfield battle. Then Jonathan is out just behind Echo. And just like I said, Jonathan and Echo are renewing rivalries as well. So I think they was battling earlier on this race, weren't they? And now Milan then can't get through as quickly as possible on board the McLaren driver. Then almost onto the grass here. It's going to go on the outside. Then this is going to be very precarious. And that's great manoeuvre there from Milan. Then he's got new tires, of course, but he's got a 3-second penalty for his troubles there, Milan has. And I'm sure that's his second penalty as well here at Emerson. Then a great slingshot, then passes the birthday boy Equals. He is now back up into 4th position. Then fantastic as he's coming through the field like a hot knife through butter, isn't he? Emerson is magnificent work indeed. Then the sun is back out bathing the tarmac here in Austria at the Red Bull ring at the moment. And it is a Red Bull leading the Grand Prix 6.3 seconds from Cowie in 2nd position. Viton in 3rd position. The world champion Emerson is now coming through the field in a 4th position then. And DRS is open then, and he is now right underneath the gearbox of the Alfa Romeo. Pulls out from the slipstream. He's going to go on the outside. He is on the outside. Passes and passing now over the 3rd position. The McLaren of Milan then is getting very, very precariously close as well. Launches out and look at how great these new tires are, and just absolutely slingshotting there. And now he's up into oh, goodness me, Milan there. And you're coming in too hot then. I don't think that was an overtaking maneuver there for Milan. And he is half spun and he's dropped behind Pease as well. And Milan there is going to be, he had a penalty earlier on, didn't he? On the last lap when trying to overtake Lee. And now he is dropped down to behind this queue as well. Emerson there is just keeping. It's just keeping it within the track limits there, isn't it? No penalty at all for Emerson. Pease is now on the inside. That's going to be a pinch there. He is through, passes Knowlesy, and he's now in the 6th position there. Knowlesy is 7th there. Liam is in 8th position. Oh, goodness me then. Emerson is now all over the back of Cowie, and of course this is the first time we've seen Emerson, Pease and Milan then, because they've been close, but it's just been action galore all over the show, hasn't it? Say, fly past me. I know Emerson is up into 2nd position. I say Cowie down into 3rd position, but he's on the medium tires, isn't he? And there's Murphy, who's on a bit of he's on a appalling race, isn't he, tonight? But luckily for Murphy, Gurman, who was would have actually if Gurman got the points, he would have been in further in the championship. Equals is dropping down into 6th position then. Knowlesy still in 7th position at the moment. Still behind Equals at the moment, Knowlesy is then. Remember the French Grand Prix as well. Knowlesy had I think he had a difficult setup on, didn't he, when it was raining? And once again, and he is looks like he's starting to overtake him now. I wonder if it's just the lack of straight line speed on that racing point at the moment for Knowlesy, but really starting to come through the field at this moment in time then. And there's Liam there right behind as well. Back on board then with Milan, and he's going to be kicking himself for that mistake then. I wonder if he's got a soft brake pedal though. I wonder if the brake pedal's gone a bit spongy on that McLaren then, because it wasn't an overtake. It wasn't an overtake by any stretch of imagination for Milan then, so I'm not sure what was happening there then. Vitot then has just dropped down into 5th position then. Ooh, getting very squirrely on the exit. No, it's Milan then. It's all over the back of Liam. Then it's take two. It's we're going for a rewind here, aren't we? And now then going up in to 8th position as well. Liam dropping down to 9th position, looking cloud cover there over the Styrian mountains here, isn't it? As there is might be rain afoot here in this race. And this race, even though we're over at half distance, we have still got anything can happen in the Grand Prix. Milan is down with the 7th position then. As I wonder, let's see what I can do. Oh goodness, we locking up there, and Nolte's been wrong-footed, and now Liam and Nolte are going side by side. And Liam is now up into 8th position there. Nolte dropping down to 9th then. And look at that. And Liam has had 2 incredible overtakes in the last couple of laps. Fantastic stuff indeed then. And as we just got Serious Mushroom, Equals on a great birthday. He really is indeed. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Equals there, I think it looks like that he had a poor run, didn't he, out of turn 8. And Milan is through then. Vital is coming to the pits as well. Here's Pease then. He is now almost 2 seconds behind Emerson. Emerson is about 5 seconds behind Lost Souls at the moment. And I'm sure that Caesar won the race very similarly to Lost Souls. He was in the Red Bull as well this time last season. So Red Bull may have some inside knowledge, of course, on this circuit. And Caesar did a great job, didn't he? He went on the alternative strategy and won the race like that. And now Lost Souls is doing something very similar here tonight. I'm wondering if the rain is going to creep in there and really cause some issues there for Emerson, Toll, Pease and Milan, who, of course, have gone for the traditional strategy. But as it stands, the rain needs to come quite quickly for Lost Souls if he wants to make the most of it. Pease is now up into 3rd position there. Murphy is on a miserable time in the Alfa Romeo, down in 19th position. He would like to have had a cheap safety car, really like we had earlier on this race, and perhaps he would have been back up as well. Tango is dropped down into 12th position. It's Echo. Oh goodness me, look at this. There's Echo in Tango there. Tango had a great run out of turn 3. He is now up the inside there. He is through, or is he? No, he isn't, because Echo is coming on the outside. Magnificent performance. Echo's got a 3-second penalty for his efforts, though, but I love that, and they're still going side by side. Echo has to admit defeat at this stage, though, and the rain is still coming, isn't it? I feel, and it's into the pits. There comes Nolte. Jonathan is it's Equals in the pits. Well, happy birthday to Equals. As of course that's been the flavour of this stream, wasn't it? Nolte onto the soft tyres, and so he's going to fly now, isn't he? Watch him fly. And we've now got Vital who's come in the pits earlier on as well. And then you can see then that's a beautiful bit of track now to come out in, because Nolte needs to strike whilst the iron's hot then. And Tango and Echo just can't seem to stay away from each other. Gone up and under. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And then now just going up and under, and he has passed Tango as well. And now then is Tango up into 9th position. Echo is in at 10th then. So but I feel that is not job done, is it? Because I assumed it was job done earlier on then. But Echo is really having an outstanding drive. Both Ferrari drivers are last in the constructors. It's on a mammoth, it's on an absolutely almighty race day. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Absolutely great stuff, Ben. It's just watching as a Tango that is now starting to stretch his legs a bit into the pits. There comes Liam then, who's done a lot of laps on the medium tyres. Then Lost Souls is still out on the track at the moment. Lost Souls and Cowie are the last of the runners then, who was out to a very long time on the medium tyres and is still out at the moment. Liam there is coming out of the pits as well. He's on the soft tyres, so a lot of the soft runners then is going to have to make the most of this, isn't they, before the rain comes in, because I think the rain is rolling in quite quickly now. Milan is up the inside. Passes Cowie. Cowie, the sole remaining Haas in this Grand Prix at the moment. As unfortunately German out quite from the early stage of this race. And unfortunately for German, Cowie is now dropping down to 5th position. Milan is locking up those inside tyre quite heavily there, isn't he? As unfortunately he had issues there earlier on this Grand Prix. And now then he is just stressing away at the moment. And some good stuff indeed there. We're going to keep an eye on the cloud cover, because there is what's going to be threatening these drivers now is the weather, isn't it? And Milan getting another penalty as well. Let's take a look at the penalties. Milan is now up to 9 seconds worth of penalties, 6 seconds for Cowie. And Murphy is also on 6 as well. So Milan at the moment has the most penalties on the whole of the field thus far. Just going back to the comments, and Julie saying, thanks Sean, me thinks that Julie has a crush on you. Oh goodness me, that but luckily she hasn't seen me in real life. I may have a lovely voice, but unfortunately it doesn't match the face. Cowie just coming out of turn 1 as well. As we're just taking this. Wilson is saying, Lost Souls doing a great job for Red Bull on these medium tyres. Carboy has lost a few seconds somewhere. And we got Carboy who's just gone up into 5th position. And of course the comments are a bit late, aren't they? As I can't take my eyes off of this race at the moment. It's absolutely magnificent stuff indeed, isn't it? We just got Vital who's right underneath the rear wing of the Ferrari of Mr. Elite there. This is quite a This is kind of a usual scene back in the actual world of Formula 1. So the Alfa Romeo and Ferrari seem to be fighting nose to tail more often than not, didn't they? So Todd, Nosey, Equals, Emerson and Los Sols, the only drivers that hasn't got any penalties yet, which is absolutely amazing stuff indeed, isn't it? Cameron Racer saying he's also got wind damage from what I saw then, and Julie saying, no one can beat my boy. Is the one is Emerson. No one can beat Emerson at the moment because he's on absolutely fine form, isn't he? 3/10 a second away from Lost Souls. And then look at that time is coming down quite quickly. Let's go and snap to him, shall we? There he is. And Emerson there is going wheel to wheel with Lost Souls. And even if the rain comes down, the rain is here. The rain is here. Goodness me. And I think that Lost Souls be praying that it absolutely pours down now. But whatever the case may be, Emerson is alongside those Lost Souls. He is through up into the lead. Emerson retakes the lead in the Austrian Grand Prix, and Lost Souls has dropped down into second position, but he is going to have an absolute field day when the rain comes properly with 12 laps to go in the Grand Prix. Lost Souls and on an absolutely incredible race, isn't he? He started on I think did he get knocked out of qualifying? I think he did, didn't he? And he's really started on the right tyre for this race, hasn't he? And he's doing an amazing job then. So he come over the crest of the hill once again then, as Dynamo Dan and Gunnar just swapping positions. Then Dynamo Dan is now on the outside. Gunnar, he's on the inside. Gunnar on the outside. Then is going to go for the slingshot here. Not quite. And Cowie and Jonathan have swapped positions as well. And Jonathan is now up into sixth position. It's a great return to form for Jonathan, the British Italian driver, now into sixth position and getting past Cowie. Lovely some indeed. Then Vital is still behind the Ferrari at the moment. Then look at this rain. Then the drivers on the soft tyres are going to have better grip, aren't they? And because they're going to have better grip, look at the rain spots on the camera. Then they're streaming off the camera. It looks a lot worse than when you're in the car because of course you're going faster, aren't you? And of course when it's on the visor, it streams off the visor a lot quicker, doesn't it? Which means you think it's raining a lot heavier than it actually is. Vital is now side by side with Mr. Elite. Tango's left for session then, and up the inside goes the Alfa Romeo driver. We've still got 19 cars left in this race. It's absolutely magnificent stuff indeed there. Really good stuff, but Tango's going to drop behind now the Ferrari. I think Tango's going to lose points then, isn't he? He's got some gremlins in the AlphaTauri again then. His teammate Car Boy is in fifth position on the soft tyres and catching on Milan. And now Vital is through. Mr. Elite and Lost Souls has dropped down behind Pease as Pease has now moved up into second position. Lost Souls is down to third. How heavy is this rain going to get then? And it's already wet enough for Mr. Elite then to get a bit squirrely on the old rear of the Ferrari. And into the pits comes Lost Souls, and I think that he's had to come in the pits, hasn't he? It's too early, I feel. We've also got a Haas car in as well, and I think that those two drivers are coming in the pits too early. I think it's still the wet. I still think it's the soft tyres and the slick tyres is the way to go. Knowles, he is now right underneath the rear wing of the Ferrari. He isn't anymore. He's alongside the Ferrari. He has passed the Ferrari, moving up into moving up into 10th for this time. Not Ferrari there, very much putting himself. And look, Lost Souls has gone this soft tyres. Intermediate tyres for Liam and Cowie. But I think Lost Souls there has gone for the only tyre choice he can have. He's on the outside of Vital. Magnificent stuff there from Lost Souls. Amazing stuff indeed then. Oh, absolutely brilliant then. And now we've also got Equals. Oh my goodness me, that's a Ferrari. Oh goodness me, they're merging into one here. And now is Equals is passing up into 11th position. He's on a magnificent day. Not only is his birthday, he's also one place out of the points. Fantastic. Nosey's still beyond Vital at the moment. Emerson leads and P second, Milan in third position, but Carboy is currently the de facto third position there because of all the penalties that Carboy has. We'll look at the penalties again in just a moment or three. Jonathan, a great job in fifth position, and Echo is on an outstanding race in sixth. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Lost Souls, and unfortunately it's had to put on the soft tyres because I think that this might transition into intermediate conditions in the not too distant future. So I'm thinking Lost Souls was between a rock and a hard place. What's Cowie doing? We ain't got the split times at the moment, have we? So sorry about that, guys. We'll get it back in a minute. I'll have to turn off and back on then to see if we get the split times. And as we just got Lost Souls getting past Tango, moving up into 8th position as well, and Nosey is now up into 9th position. He's going on the outside then, and we're on board then with Nosey. Get a bit squirrely on the old loud pedal as well, and Topi's got a 3-second penalty to his name as well. Nosey's gone for the old switcheroo up the inside, passes Vital. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Vital's going to try and go up and under, but Nosey's got the high ground, hasn't he? He just plants his car right in the middle of the circuit, and that's it then. intermediate tires. How are they doing at this moment? And I don't think they're setting a world of light. They're really indeed. Liam is dropping back from Dynamo Dan. Cowie is losing time as well Cowie's losing time to Mr. Lee as well. So the intermediate tires is not the way to go just yet. It's still dry tires. Having said that, and who's that off? Who's that? I think that's Echo coming into the pits and Carboy's in the pits and oh look at the there's water coming off of those tires and he's in and out. Oh, there's a problem. No, there isn't. And he's out now. Then so Carboy on the intermediate tires. Echo in the pits while he's on a magnificent race. Now is the time for the intermediate tires, isn't it? I would say. So unfortunately, Lost Souls was 2 laps too short, then wasn't he? So and Liam and Cowie, I don't see them setting the world on fire though in terms of their sector times at the moment. Is it still too early perhaps then? I don't know much about. Oh, look at that. There's the outside left front tyre was very much locked all the way there. But he still has DRS at the moment and Nosey is pulling away at the moment and Nosey's got a lovely gap there. So here comes Carbo. This is the first test then to see how well the intermediate tires are. He's braking so much later and he's going up the inside, but look at this. Mr. Lee is not giving up then, but I think that is a signal for the intermediate tires. And now they're going to come in the pits. Emerson is in the pits. 8 laps to go with the Grand Prix. He is thrown on the intermediate tires, I would say. Same with Pete and Milan as well. Jonathan is we've got a McLaren who's had issues Optiplex is gum off the circuit. DRS has been the same, but then is Jonathan coming in the pits then as well? Let's just take a look. I think he is in the pits there. Is the Renault Mechanics going to be ready then? And Jonathan there. Let's see then. The Renault Mechanics are just getting back into position then. So, oh yes, so they're not quite ready. Vital has got a 5-second penalty. And I think that Jonathan there has unfortunately lost a bit of time there, but that's the problem when you have 2 competitive drivers in the same team. Carboy in 4th position. Jonathan coming on 5th. Lost Souls right behind. Here's Nosey coming on the pits as well. But look at Echo then. He is flying through and back him in his 7th position as well. Cowie in 8th position, who is one of the earlier adopters on the intermediate tyres. Then Nosey in 9th. And Tango is in 10th position. Then Vital out in 11th position. Equals just behind in 12th. And Guna coming in the pits as well. So Emerson leads at the moment, and he's almost got a second and a half advantage. Dynamo Dan has got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is not good at all, is it, for Dynamo Dan then? And just taking a look back at the comments as well. Then Formula Moments, what the hell, Liam? Take it, no prisoners. Oh goodness me, it's a good old. That was the overtake into turn 9. That was a fantastic overtake from Liam, wasn't it? A couple of laps ago, then, well, more than a couple of laps ago. Good stuff indeed, then, and just a serious Russian. Oh my goodness, there from a serious Russian. Look at the raindrops all over the Red Bull now. Yellow flag. It's a McLaren. It's off. It's up to Plex on the same issue there on the same corner as last lap, and he's just trying to come back on the circuit. Up to Plex is that he's I think that he's struggling there on these wet conditions now. It's a bit. We normally almost more often than not, I think in every ALR race we've had around here in gold anyway, we seem to have had. Oh, Jonathan's got a 3-second penalty. We seem to always have rain, don't we, around here? And so once again then we got rain has affected this race once again then, but at the moment it hasn't affected the race leader, which is Emerson. But Total Peas is trying to put on a spurt in this later stages of the Grand Prix. 7 laps to go in this race, but Emerson does not have any penalties, whilst Total Peas currently has 6 seconds worth of penalties. That's a McLaren off again. I think it is a McLaren. It's up to Plex on a miserable debut here tonight, as the car is not responding. He's damaged the car, and the McLaren is trying to get back into the onto the track there, but that's a blow, isn't it, for Optiplex, having a miserable day then in his debut here in ALR. And Julie just saying, and Emerson is currently unbeatable at the moment. He really is, isn't he? Vintage saying, Murray and James have got to be enjoying your comms. I got to say, that's a very nice thing to say. That's very nice thing to say, Vintage. But I do not hold a candle to any of to James, Murray, Martin, Crofty, Alex Jakes, anyone of the famous commentators as well. Or Dario Franchitti, which I quite like his comments at the moment. Brilliant stuff indeed. Back on board Lost Souls and as well. Just keep trying to keep up the comments. Equals is doing great. He's doing a fantastic drive today. Equals is. I think he deserves points on this form. He's done amazing, hasn't he? Equals is currently 12. He's currently 12 position at the moment Duplex has had some issues there. He is out of the Grand Prix. That's our second retirement then in the McLaren, and having a bit of a miserable time then. 2 retirements out of this race. German retired earlier on this race. Duplex out of the Grand Prix as well. 18 cars are still left in this one. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. Milan is losing his head there from serious Russia there. Injured Jesus. Let's go Milan. Keep your head in the game as well. Julius told Emerson to pit then, and I think that he came in the pit on that exact lap as well. So now we know who Emerson's strategy is said, because it surely can't be Emerson. It's time to pits on to perfection, surely. We've got Lost Souls then in 6th position, and it's coming across still. This is the closest battle on the track at the moment. 32 out of 36 then. Murphy is coming to pits and he's retired from the race then, and what a shame for Murphy. It was really, his race kind of ended after that issue, the lap after the safety car came in, and he's just unfortunately been showing the back of the field, which a man of his talents shouldn't be doing, should they? Cryptic Alibi, how's the race going? Well, it's going absolutely fantastic. Who are the horse drivers from Cryptic Alley? Well, one of them's German, beats out of the race. The other one is Cowie, who's having a good drive in 8th position as well. Good stuff, Pet, from good something then. Oh goodness me, we might have a third Hilton racing in ALR, because as Julie said that Emerson and Ayrton's dad might be driving. Oh goodness me, then bring him into bronze, I say. Ayrton is the admin along with Curly in that one, so and I'm really worried actually, because I think Ayrton's going to be throwing the book at me more often than not then, so I've got to really toe the line, haven't I? Toe in the line then. Pease has really started to pull a squeeze, hasn't he, on the Emerson, the world champion in the later stage of the Grand Prix. Look at this then, and as Emerson now crosses the line 6 tenths a second, no DRS anymore, so Pease got to do it the old-fashioned way. On board with Pease, and who's second in this Grand Prix at the moment in the Williams. He's gone wide though, out of turn one, then it is the dirty air. The dirty air still affects these cars even in these wet conditions. Cowie is also all over the back of the Ferrari driver as well, and as Formula 1 was saying, should commentate for F1 Esports, said Vintage saying he should be on Sky. Lol. I think I should be up in the sky, really. I probably have got my head in the clouds more often than not. Then I think that's the way I like to live my life, though. And his Cowie in 8th position mode, he's got a 3-second penalty. It's starting to all fall apart, unfortunately, there. And that's going to be disappointing indeed. Then Cryptic Alibi saying he might have a puncture near the end then for Lost Souls. Unfortunately, but I think that was before the rain came, so now everyone should be fine to the end of the race then, as I don't expect any puncture issues like any punctures issues like we had in Monaco, where Emerson now of course had a puncture a couple of laps ago then, which of course I do like to remind him every now and again, don't I? But of course, as he was pushing those medium tyres quite to their limit, wasn't they? And I think that might be a chink in Emerson's armour, albeit a little chink then, because remember, Knowlesy is very much twinkle toes on his tyres, isn't he? Because he had the same life of tyre as Emerson, and he had no puncture issues at all, did he? And Emerson might have been slightly higher with the wear, which did cost Emerson the win in the Monaco Grand Prix, and the first time this season he was not on the podium as well. This is going to be his 10th podium of the season in 11 Grand Prix. Fantastic, isn't it, for Emerson? Really is indeed that. Right, let's take a look at this race, and we're on lap 34 already. I need to lie down at the end of this one. Absolutely had an amazing race here today. I'm absolutely knackered. And Tango is really right underneath the rear wing, and Knowlesy, no, there is more action to come then on board the AlphaTauri. Knowlesy defending the inside there. We've got a bit of a conga line now forming behind Echo, Cowie, Knowlesy and Tango as well, and here they are. Tango's going to go up and under, no DRS anymore, and so again it's going to be the old overtake then. Look at this, and they're very close together. Tango at the inside passes Knowlesy. Knowlesy is not going to let that line down though, is he? He's not going to take that at all. And him trying to get on the power. He has got on the power, but Tango is through, haven't you? And 9th position, magnificent stuff indeed there. Oh, absolutely brilliant. And indeed then. And Tango now in the 9th position then, but just going back to this battle here with Cowie at the moment. This is great stuff indeed, isn't it? We've got a lovely train here forming behind Echo, who's doing a good job indeed. And let's take a look at the penalty, shall we? Echo does have a 3-second penalty. Cowie has a 9-second penalty. That might cost him points here. Equals only got a 3-second penalty. Vital has a 5-second one. Nosey has no penalties at all then, so he could elevate himself up a few positions here. 9 seconds worth for Topes and Milan then, and that is we're going to put Cartboy on the cusp of second here. I think that has put him on the cusp of second here for Cartboy, and he's going to take the second position of the World Championship as well. Cartboy, magnificent performance indeed. And as now then is just I'm so sorry. Goodness me. Ooh. Lap 35 out of 36 here tonight. I've really enjoyed this race. Thank you for all your comments as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. We've had about 25 people watching, and I must say I don't even know how you watch with my appalling Forester accent there droning out the YouTube airways. And of course we are on Facebook as well. Then if anyone wants to go to Facebook, but apparently I sound a bit tinny in Facebook, and which is a shame then because I got this amazing this what headset is it? It's a Jabra or something like that, but whatever it is, it's whatever it is, and it's a bit teeny there, isn't it? So I might have to invest in something else. So, just to finish off the comments as well, as Drew saying, cheers, Sean. Looking forward to the invite. Then Senna and Elise and Jean Alesi were my idols. Said, of course, Senna's birthday today, isn't it? Ayrton Senna, absolutely magnificent racing driver. Got to say, he had an incredible. He was a magician, wasn't he? At the wheel, brilliant stuff indeed. There, and Jean Alesi, I love Jean Alesi. I think his tenacity as well. I do have a lot of favourite modes for Jean Alesi. Of course, the '95 Canadian Grand Prix. And also Australia 97 as well, where Murray Walker went, oh, Sean, we got a major problem, sunshine. That really tickled me as well. When Sean later decided not to come into the pits. Tango's got past Cowie, and Cowie has now dropped down to 9th position as well. But I can't take my eyes off this one here. It is Emerson now coming out of turn at number 9, then out of turn 10 as well. Emerson comes out of final turn, and he is going to win his 6th Grand Prix of the season. This is the first time that Emerson has won the Austrian Grand Prix. And oh my goodness me, he's only never ever won a race now, and only 3 races on the ALR calendar. He is really becoming synonymous, isn't he, of ALR at the moment? He wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Total Peace takes second again with Cardboy getting 3rd position. Magnificent performance there from Cardboy. Really good stuff indeed then. Absolutely amazing stuff. Jonathan gets 6th position back in the points, and that's the first time Jonathan's been in the points in a very long time then. And we've got Knowlesy who's propelled himself up in the 6th position as well. So he might have been able to hang on to his to his 2nd position there, but equals 4/10 of a second away from Cowie. I would have got a first point then of got some points on his birthday as well. So that was such a shame then, wasn't it, for Equalizer, but a great drive for Equalizer, one of the best I'd say of the season thus far. Good stuff indeed then. Absolutely mega stuff. Formula Moment saying well done Emerson and Cardboy and Pete's good stuff indeed there. Julie saying my son penalty free perfection, and there he is, he's waving to the crowd there. I think that was a bit of the Queen's wave, wasn't it? Absolutely magnificent. And Emerson there, his 6th Grand Prix win of the season, and on the podium for the 10th time in 11 races. Absolutely magnificent. His 24th Grand Prix win in ALR as well. My goodness me, that he is absolutely flying, and no one else at the moment in the current grid has even got into double figures yet. He is dominating this championship now, isn't he? He extends his lead in the World Championship. Now going to be over 100 points then. Nosey gets fastest up of the day. Fantastic stuff for Nosey. You'd be happy with that as he gets an extra bonus point as well. Let's take a final look at the classification then from the Austrian Grand Prix. Mega stuff indeed then. Emerson there won the race there from pole position to checker flag. 2nd position was Total Peace today. Good drive from Total Peace. Cardboy, amazing drive in 3rd position. Milan in 4th, and unfortunately 2-minute penalties there. Lost Souls in 5th. Great drive, no penalties at all. Great drive from Nosey in 6th as well. Jonathan 7th, back at the points. Echo in 8th position. Vitard 9th. Cowie in 10th. And Equals just outside the points on his birthday in 11th. Unlucky. Tango 12th. Mr. Elite 13th. Liam 14th. Diego 15th. Gunnar 16th. Dynamo Dan 17th. Retirements. Murphy. Optics 19th, and Gurman also out of the race. That's 3 retirements then from the Austrian Grand Prix. And of course, we're going to have the interviews from the drivers in just a few moments' time. Then, as I quickly, I'll go quickly dab me hair and me head because I've got a bit of a sweat on here tonight. But I think if we got Toll Peas in the party, have we got anyone else in the party? Whoops. Have we got anyone else in the party? Let's have a look. I don't think we do because I wasn't really paying much attention, which is standard stuff, isn't it? Oh yes, we have Emerson in the party as well. Anyway, let's go to the race winner, shall we? Emerson, this is your 24th Grand Prix win tonight, your 6th Grand Prix win of the season. Been on the podium 10 times in 11 races as well. And this is the first ever time you've won the Austrian Grand Prix in ALR. Only 3 more races to go till you complete the set. Incredible stuff. But talk about this race tonight.
I mean, kind of everything fell into place for me today because ideally you do really want to be starting on the mediums if you're doing the normal strategy, but because of the rain, yeah, the soft tyres lap 15 I think it was, and straight onto the mediums, and I got the back of Lost Souls literally as the rain started. So yeah, it was just everything kind of fell perfectly into place, and I kept it clean, didn't get any penalties or anything, not even a warning. Yeah, and just kind of just coasted to the end a little bit.
Going back to qualifying, unfortunately, we did miss out qualifying three because of Favre's dodgy connection. We're going to blame that. But you got pole position from Q2. Do you think you had the pace to nail a qualifying lap for Q3?
Um, it would have been close, but I think Milan or Pease would have got it in Q3, just because it's not one of my strongest tracks over one lap pace. But I know Pease and Milan, especially Milan, is very very fast around here when it comes to qualifying. So, well, you don't really know, do you? But at the end of the day, I was the one who got pole position under the circumstances, so it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah, to be honest, sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good. You're both at the moment. Absolutely amazing stuff indeed. But going into the race as well, I must say it looked like a very well-controlled race at the front. We've seen you coming through the field quite nicely as well. We've seen Milan, unfortunately, having a couple of gremlins coming through the field, but you seem to effortlessly come through. Very impressive stuff indeed then. Just talk us through coming through the field then when after you came out of the pits.
Well, the tyres were a huge advantage, and I knew that I had to get through that pack relatively quickly because, yeah, obviously I knew at that point that Pease and Milan only had one penalty, so I kind of had to get it done quickly and hope that they would get held up a bit more. So I would just dive there into every corner and just got it done as quickly as I could. And well, luckily I came up behind Alex, who obviously, as we know, usually lets me pass relatively easy. But yes, and then the others weren't too bad to get past. Yeah, and then yeah, had about 3 second gap to Pease from then onwards, even when the rain started falling.
And when the rain did start falling, was you concerned about Lost Souls? Because Lost Souls went for a very long first stint on the medium tyres then, and the clouds really started to roll in around lap 16, 17. Was you concerned about the strategy? Because I think Caesar did a very similar strategy last season. Was you concerned that Lightning was going to strike twice?
Yeah, I was a little bit because it's quite similar to what happened last week in France. But yeah, I think the gap was only about 6 seconds compared to about 16. So I know I feel like I'm pretty good in the wet. So even if I did come out behind him when the rain did start falling, I was fairly confident that I would have been able to get up to the back of him, yeah, and get the win. But...
Excellent stuff. Well done, Emerson. Brilliant stuff today, as I said. Then your 24th Grand Prix win. Magnificent stuff indeed. Then let's come to Pease, who finished second today. Pease, this is your third podium of the season, and of course you've only started 5 Grand Prix, and so I'd say that's a very good strike rate at the moment, and over half. Then, but going on to today's race, then how did you feel that went for you? Are you disappointed that you didn't get the win, or are you happy with the second today?
Yeah, both. I think pace was matched. I'm not upset that I didn't win because anyone could have won. Me, Milan, Emerson, even Gurman. He was unlucky at the start. But yeah, no, I'm happy with the second. I mean, I think Emerson had the pace advantage in the first stint, and Milan was in between us, and no one was really fighting because we knew that wouldn't work out like in the long run. So I just had to stick it out and see where it ended.
Talk about why you weren't fighting at the beginning. Then was it because you was concerned that you might lose some of your bits of your front wing, or was it just more about time and just gapping the guys behind you?
No, it's not my front wing. Milan, Emerson, I've raced them many times. There's not a problem of if we'll crash. It's more of I know that if I fight one of them, it's not going to be easy, and we're going to lose time to the cars behind and ahead. So I didn't want to take that risk, especially with the pit stops, different strategies, and the rain could have all changed. But in the second stint, the plan was to gun for it, but we came out behind that huge train, and it just spaced us out quite a bit.
It did, and you also survived coming through that training car as well. I've got to say, it was very manic indeed. Then, what is the skill behind coming through the train now? Was you kind of just waiting for your moment, or did you feel did you feel the pressure that you need to get on with it?
You need to get on with it. If you see a gap, put your car there and hope your wing doesn't get taken off.
It sounds like me and Jordan all day. And then going into the rain as well, we noticed that you was definitely starting to home in on Emerson when the rain came. Did you feel much stronger on a wet setup compared to a dry?
I wouldn't say strong because I nearly died about every lap. But yeah, I felt a bit more comfortable. But I don't know whether Emerson was just being a bit more preservative because I had the penalties. He didn't really need to push, so I was just trying to gun it as fast as I can, make sure I had the gap behind, and see if I can maybe pressure Emerson into making a mistake. But I think he was chilling for the rest of the stint, or for the rest of the race even.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Well done, Pease. Your third podium in 5 races. Fantastic stuff indeed. We do have Farf in here, but I don't want to talk to Farf. So that's it for us tonight. We'll be back in action tomorrow night, 7:30 UK time, where it'll be Silver's actions next tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to that one as well. It's going to be a cracker, isn't it? Join us, 7:30. Goodbye.